Scorched Earth Reborn is the remaster of the original Scorched Earth that we all wanted and needed. When Ark Survival Ascended came out just under 3 years ago now, it promised classic Ark maps reimagined from the ground up. But what we ended up getting was just the same old maps with a dulled down color filter. However, modders from the community are slowly redefining what it means to remaster maps by creating better versions of older maps and filling them with new life. So in today's 100 days, I'm gonna take it upon myself to explore this modded map Scorched Earth Reborn, plus a few mods that were recommended to enhance gameplay by the map makers, all of which can be found down in the description. So I'm gonna explore the map's new caves, fight its new bosses, as well as discover the new features that it brings that makes it feel like an actual remaster, not just something that was thrown together to fill Snail Games' pockets. And then I will finally answer the question, are modders getting better at remastering and building new maps in Wildcard? And of course, I'm gonna do that while dancing on the Manticore's head on day 100. Just one last quick little thing. If we can hit 20,000 likes on this video, I'll drop another 100 days video as soon as possible. Okay, Kipper, I think it's gonna be a little bit too hot for you on this map. You might have to sit this video out, my man. Okay, I think I'm gonna name myself Reborn Granty. The spawn points look to be the same as on the original Scorched Earth, so I decided to go with South 1, an easy spawn location on a not so easy to start off on map. And after a quick little implant inspection, I made a very swift and precise analogy of this map. Well, looks like a desert. I gotta be in the right place. Okay, so this is still Scorched Earth, so I don't want to die over and over. It's gonna be super hot and there's a lot of nasty things I already see around. So let's get to work on, not dying. I'm gonna be overheating here real soon. There's also a jerboa. Definitely need to tame one of these boys. These will tell me when storms are coming. I wouldn't mind taming one of them straight away. So I looked into the Ingram page to see that I could unlock the wooden club at level 8, meaning there was no other choice but to clench my fists and get to work. Go to sleep. Oh, they're fighting back. They're fighting back. Y'all aren't supposed to do that. I'm about to die punching this guy. Oh, he's asleep. He's asleep. Okay, here's this other one. I don't even have a weapon. Do I? I have a pickaxe. Time to get smoked, bud. Dude, I cannot die to a jerboa. That would be such aura loss. Once the little guy woke up, I named him Radar, as that would be his primary expertise. Basic jerboa name. I think everyone names their jerboa Radar, but you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, let's start crafting some different things. I first finished farming up the basic set of cloth drip to try and keep myself a little cooler in this unbearable heat. Is that a baby raptor? Hold up, is your parent dead? Oh, it's dead, so I can claim it. Level 20 raptor. It's only level 20, but it's a tame, dude. And it's gonna grow up pretty quick, and I think I can get imprint on it. Yeah, I mean, it helps. I'm gonna take it. Take some oil from a jug bug too. That'll help. Okay, so far not a bad start. I'm liking this. Usually Scorched Earth is, the definition of hell, but I don't know. There's still plenty of time for this to go downhill. The raptor needed a name too, so I put 5% of my brain power to work and named it Duck. All right, come on, Duck. We got things to do. Like, number 1, make a hatchet. So far, I'm not noticing too many things that really look different. I'm also overheating. That's not good. Duck, we have to find some water, like, now. Let's look on the map. I mean, there's a river down there. I really don't want to sprint, though. Then I'm just going to lose all my water. Is there, like, a watering hole around here or something? Oh, Duck wants an imprint. Do you want to cuddle? He wants to walk. Perfect. It was now the time of day where I was actively getting cooked alive, and the constant thirst was slowly making my torpor go up. Fortunately, though, I did find a water vein that I could drink from, but that still didn't help with the temperature. We need adobe, but I can't make adobe for a while. The only thing I could really try and do was to cook up some meat to try and heal some of my health back. Oh, there's a Perry right here too. Oh, I really don't want to die, but just in case, I should make a sleeping bag. I'm not overheating. I'm not overheating. Oh, okay, we survived the brutal heat of the day. So now though, if you guys don't know, in deserts at night, it gets cold. So I really do need to set up a thatch shack. Anywho, that wild Perry was looking like a tempting next tame. So I unlocked the bola and club engrams before getting a notification from Radar that I did not see coming so early. Oh, there's no way my jerboa is detecting a storm already. Maybe I spoke too soon about things going well. Okay, I guess before we try and knock out the parasaur, let's make a thatch shack real quick. Also, can't you make a tent? Oh, I should have made a tent. A tent keeps you cool. With structures on Scorched Earth, you get hot super easy, so you really do need to be building out of adobe at all times if you can. Well, at least we've got some food cooking, and we're right next to a watering hole. Things could be worse. I did, however, need some hide. So, unfortunately, Radar had to watch me pack up one of his wild siblings in the name of progress. Ooh, Hold up. I'm going to be able to make a bunch of narcotics here in a second. So let's split this meat in my inventory. We've got these narco berries. I'll be able to pull for a mortar and pestle here in a second. We'll be able to make some narcotics. Crafting narcotics gives a ton of experience. And honestly, I used to make cooking pots because making those gives a ton of experience. But crafting narcotics is more efficient because you'll need narcotics in your playthrough. So might as well make them. That storm that Jabro detected was nowhere in sight. So I killed a random Lystro for some more hide before actually trying to knock out the parasaur with my club. Let's go to sleep, Perry. Come on. It'll be good for the both of us. No! Oh, it went to sleep from my punch. Perfect timing. Okay. Guys, we're not doing too bad. We're not doing too shabby at all. Scorched Earth Reborn? Not hard at all. Calling it right now. Oh, there's a terror bird over there. It's fighting two Dodix. Surely the Dodix win, right? Come on, Dodix. Y'all got it. Y'all got this. I think they'll kill it. I think they'll kill it for sure. Oh, holy switch up. It's a 150. That's why it's not dead. I'll help you. Come on, Dodix. Got it. We're working together, man. Oh, 5 levels from that. Wow. That was actually really good. All right, he's dead. He's dead, dude. Oh, holy high. Okay. 140 Dodic, though. I need to keep that in mind. Okay, Perry's tamed. But that 140 Dodic could be really solid. Dodics are super good at farming sand, which you need a lot of for Adobe. That keeps you cool, which is what you want to build out of. So I probably do need to tame that. And honestly, that wouldn't be too far stretched because we can farm narcotics pretty well now. I needed to get a little bit of silk, for which you can get that from a very specific type of plant. So I hopped on Perry to try and find some. Oh, I'm already overheating. I'm not seeing any of the purple plants I need quite yet. Let's maybe go back up this way. All right, I got to get out of here. It is 132 degrees. Just gonna go back to base and I hope I can stay cool in my thatch shack. Fortunately, if I stayed inside my thatch one by one and closed the door, it was just cool enough in here to where I wouldn't be cooking alive. Okay, we can survive in here. There's just not many things I can do in here. So I'm pretty sure on this Scorched Earth Reborn map, I think there are pyromanes. Now, a lot of people don't like pyromanes because you have to pay to be able to tame them, and I don't like that mechanic, but I really do like pyromanes as a creature. They're super fun to use and they're super overpowered, probably because you do have to tame them, or pay to tame them. But also, when they sit on your shoulder, you're pretty much immune to heat or cold. So getting one of those would be pretty good for this map, for obvious reasons. I didn't really have the facilities to tame one of those right now though, because you know, you actually need to drop their health enough to start the taming process, and that's only after extinguishing their fire, which could be a challenge considering that I'm in a desert and there's literally like no water. I think I'm just gonna have to wait out the heat of the day in here. Oh no, I'm overheating and it's still getting hotter. Oh, I'm cooked. I'm cooked alive, literally. Oh no, just get back in here and hope it gets cooler. In the meantime, while I'm being cooked alive, let's unlock some necessary engrams, I guess. 134 degrees. We can't be serious. Boy, what I would do for some nice cold water right now. Maybe a dip in the island's oceans or something like that. That would feel amazing. The heat was only getting worse too as I sat in my little box, watching the temperature rise to a whopping 156 degrees Fahrenheit. The correct unit of measurement, I must say. This is the end of me until I respawn in a minute. Well, I guess play that clip of me saying, Scorched Earth Reborn's easy. I should eat my words. Scorched Earth Reborn? Not hard at all. Even after respawning, all I could do is go right back and cook myself a little more as it was about the middle of the day right now. Back on my thatch box of doom and despair. Just realized I never named my parasaur Perry. What am I doing? Oh, it's cooling down, it's cooling down. I think I'll survive. Once I could step outside without getting burnt to a crisp, I had to get to work on getting silk immediately. Getting a tent is really going to be essential for survival during these hot days and the few weather events that were eventually going to come as well. Let's get some bolas just to, you know, take care of any ops if they come my way. Perry, we have to find silk. We have to find it. This raptor's about to be killed by Morellatops. I'll take the free hide. Yo, dude, it's dead. Okay, I'm really struggling to find the plants that there are terror birds in the mesh. Okay. As I was saying, I'm struggling to find the plants that I need. They were apparently a little more common towards the green obelisk. So I headed that way as the sun dropped below the horizon and suddenly it became a little chilly. And I'm freezing now. Awesome. Let's make a torch. That should help. The search continued into day 3 and I came across a couple of bison which I didn't even know spawned on this map. There's another one right there. Okay, I gotta be careful going past these things. I don't totally know how they work. I know they're on the Ragnarok map, and I think I tamed one, but never really used it a whole lot. Oh, there's some silica pearls over there too. That'd be good to collect. These will be good in the far, far future. Don't even have any metal yet. My addiction is calling. Okay, I need silk bushes. I'm just not seeing any, man. Oh. As I said, these purple flowers, this is what I need. I only got a single piece of silk from that, so I'm gonna have to find more, but it did seem like I was in the right area, as I did spot a couple more bushes before getting jumped by an op. I scared it away with parry and got back to grabbing the silk. What just shot that fireball? Did y'all see that? Anyways, I had enough silk for the tent now, but I continued grabbing more as the desert cloth set of armor also needed some of it, and I definitely want to craft it for these hot days. Alright, okay, I think that's all I'm getting. Let's go back to base before it gets too hot, and then we'll start focusing on trying to get metal. There's some of the pearls respawned. I'll take these. On my way back home, I watched another raptor get hopelessly bodied by a couple of Morellatops. So I patiently waited until they stopped stomping on its dead corpse so I could take the free hide. More free hide for me, and it's starting to get hot. We're not too far off from base, this is good. Alright, let's craft up some more narcotics here. We've also got the silk. Let's make a tent. I'd like to place it on thatch foundation as well, just so we can place things inside of it so I can do work while I'm just out riding the heat. Oh, you can't place it on a floor. Oh, what? Huh. Yeah, anyways, if you go into the tent, you've got insulation stats up, so you can stay warmer, colder in here, really whichever you need. I brought the campfire a little closer to base, and I spoiled a bunch of raw meat in my inventory again so I could keep up the narcotic production. Okay, that's a bunch of narcotics crafting. Now let's get this refining forge. It's getting hot again though. I don't think it's gonna get as hot as it was yesterday, but still getting hot. One of these Procoptodons would actually be really nice to tame. I just gotta get my hands on rare mushrooms somehow. Anywho, I got the first forge made, so I stuffed it into the already crammed thatch shack before hopping back on Perry to try and get some metal. I mean, there's obviously not really gonna be any river rocks because there's not really any rivers on Scorched Earth, obviously. So I just need to try and find a metal node straight up. Surely there's got to be some around here. It's not that hot too. We're doing okay. Let's get a look up here on this plateau. Let's see. Oh wait, hold up. This is looking different. This might be some of the Reborn part of the map coming in. Yeah, these trees. Oh, there's a saber there. Okay, we gotta be careful. Oh yeah, okay. These trees are not here on the normal Scorched Earth map. And is that a thyla? Dude, that totally is a thyla. Okay, so these are like giant bonsai trees. The savanna. I don't know what type of trees these are. These are sick, and it looks like they have thylas on them. If I can get a spyglass and spyglass out a good thyla, one of those would be a great tame. They're so strong. I would actually really like to do that. I think I need to go closer to the mountain, which can be a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. Mountain usually houses some pretty bad things. Oh, is that a storm? Is it raining? I think it is raining. Hold up, these raptors are about to aggro to me. Don't know how they didn't. It's raining, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay, wow. I can get used to this. This is nice. I had to make the most of this weather, so I locked back in on looking for metal, which is what I came here to do in the first place. I'm not seeing anything this way. I've got an idea. I think I've got an idea where I can get some metal. So back past my base, there's another little hill slash mountain, I guess, and I think it's got some crystal and metal on it, which could be really good for me. Yeah, it's right in front of me, right there. Let's head that way. You see, normally I don't like when it rains during my playthroughs on maps. This is actually really pleasant. I was getting a bit too cold though, since it was also nighttime, so I had to pull out the torch and make some hide armor to keep myself just warm enough to not freeze to death. Come on, gotta get to the top of the mountain. Equus, praying there's nothing bad up here waiting for me. What's that? Ooh, 2 thorny dragons. That's not. Oh, 3 thorny dragons. That's not what I want. Is that a metal node? Is that a rock? Shoot, okay. Perry's a little fat. Can't fit through there. It was in fact just a rock. So I hopped back on Perry and I very nonchalantly ran past the thorny dragons, which they clearly did not appreciate. Ow. All right, let's just keep running up the mountain. Hopefully we lose them. Oh, I just aggroed a rock golem. There's no way. There's a rock golem up here. I don't even see any resources up here. There's none. We gotta go. This is going terribly. Y'all can have that mountain, dude. Y'all can have it. Well, that failed. Nothing that I really wanted up there. It's got a few giant boulders thrown at me. Okay, this might be a bad move, but I'm back over here at this, really like this ramp up to the big mountains. Still in hopes of trying to get some metal. Some free hide in the form of another raptor that has never heard of weight classes was appreciated, especially since that raptor had an equally uneducated sibling. Who's this guy fighting? Oh, another raptor. These raptor corpses are really just dishing out free hide for me. Alright, it's not looking too dangerous down there. Oh my. Well, famous last words. Ow. Having a vulture chasing me was also less than optimal, as I ran straight into a dead end, but somehow I ended up losing the aggro of literally everything that wanted me dead. So I just had to sneak back out of here. Not a drop of metal back here. If an RG aggroes me, I'm done for. Alright, we're actually going really far up this mountain. This is a lot farther than I wanted to go. I'm committed now though. I am committed. There were a bunch of nasty things waiting for me at the top. So I used Perry's intimidating roar to get them off me as I frantically looked around for metal that was nowhere to be seen. Why is there zero metal? What is this, dude? Oh no, there's no way I'm stuck. There's zero chance I'm stuck. Now you're stuck, dude. How's that feel? Now his friend's coming too. Thanks to that oddly shaped rock, I could actually kill the sabers with Perry. And I then used photo mode to look around the mountain and still see exactly zero metal nodes. It's actually getting really hot up here, and I don't even have enough silk for a tent. Oh, I can survive the heat. I think I see a metal node. I think I see a metal node. Hold up, guys. Hold up. Please don't be just a rock. Please, please. I'm working so hard for this. I think it was just a rock. That was a rock. Is that a metal node? Oh, there's metal nodes. Little ones. Little baby metal nodes right here. This is what we came for, though. I didn't want to be greedy after finally finding some, so I hopped back on Perry, and it was time to try and make it back to the crib in one piece. Oh, no. No. There's so many terror birds. Come on, I just gotta get my yell back, please. I got stuck on something, so I quickly turned around and bullied both of the terror birds before dipping out of there. Oh, Pegos, please. Not the time. It's never the time, but this is really not the time. Okay, how much metal did I even get out with? 46? That's not bad. I think with that, I can put together, I can definitely make a pickaxe, a smithy, maybe a hatchet, and a crossbow. Okay, that's honestly, that's like all we need. That's all we need right now. With that, I'm just gonna invest literally all of my resources into taming a Thyla. Even if the Thyla isn't a great level, it's still a super strong mount. Honestly, I'll probably be farming metal and doing everything off the back of that Thyla. Somehow made it back to base in one piece. Well, Perry got a few pieces taken out of him, but that's alright. Nothing a few berries and some time to reflect on today's events couldn't fix. Speaking of fixing, I repaired my tent that was damaged so I could pick it up and carry it around with me. Okay, let's invest into even more narcotics. Thylas take a lot. Okay, we've got enough metal for a smithy here, which I'm gonna place down in this extremely cursed base. Don't worry, this is nothing permanent. And now we can make a metal pickaxe. Sweet. So how much metal will this turn into? 17. How much is a crossbow? 7. Okay, so we should be able to make a crossbow and a hatchet, which will be good. That will very well be able to tame us the Thyla. Store some of this stuff that I don't need in here. While that was cooking, I got to work on making arrows, which also reminded me of the Lost Colony skill trees, so I looked into the other milestones. Ooh, these are not easy to get. I crafted the crossbow on the morning of day 5, and I restocked on bolas before spotting some crystal glowing in the distance. Okay, I can see crystal glowing on top of those pillars. Maybe we just go over there, farm up a bunch of ladders, thatch ladders. We can get up there relatively cheaply. I think that's the move. Let's take the tent in case I get too hot. I'll probably wait till I'm able to craft a metal hatchet as well. Yeah, I can literally see the crystal. I need that for a spyglass. I can't tame a Thyla without a spyglass because I'm not gonna run up to it, see what level it is. That's just gonna end in mine and Perry's death. All right, I can't be bothered to wait for this. I'm too impatient. I don't have time for this. I've got boss kill, artifacts to get, you know, all the good stuff. Okay, we got some raptors up here. Use my little roar on them to make them go away. Perry's intimidation scream only worked for so long before the raptors came back to nibble at our butts. So I had to kite them over to a kind Morellatops that was happy to take the burden off of me. Okay, we're up here. Time to start building up with thatch ladders. We need to acquire crystal for a spyglass. Alright, let's start laddering up. I don't think I'm gonna have enough. Maybe we should make a few more before I go up. Alright, day's heating up and I'm already dehydrated. We really need to get some crystal here. We need to get it soon. And my Jerboa is now detecting a storm and I'm also overheating. We gotta do this quick. I think I should have enough ladders to get up to where I need to be. Really hoping there's some crystal up here like I saw. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I don't have a structure to build over, so I'm just gonna build my ladder super high, jump off, and parachute over. I built the ladders as far up as I could before the build limit reminded me about the awful structural integrity of my ladder pillar. So I hopped off and slowly descended with my single parachute before getting back to work on grabbing the resources. Oh, I just realized I don't have a good way down. Oh, and I need these rare mushrooms. I could so tame a Procoptodon. Got in more than enough crystal. I just need to farm as many rare mushrooms as I can. Taming a Procoptodon would be so good. My torpor was slowly rising from the lack of hydration in my system, so it was time to head back down. And head back down I did. Very rapidly, that is. No! I slipped off the edge. What an idiot. Yeah, I've just got to run back. Is there even a chance that I get my stuff back? It's literally 150 degrees out. I'm already dehydrated. That's splendid. It was only getting hotter and hotter by the second as well, so there was no way for me to get back to my stuff right now. I did, however, find this exact spot here where it was not as hot as literally everywhere else. So I decided to wait around for a bit until it cooled down. Could really go for some desert cloth, man. Just gotta book it. Oh, dude, I just gotta get in the water down here. I'm not gonna make it though. A jug bug. It's just too hot. Oh, come on. This is what Scorched Earth is all about, though. Spawning back in at base, I saw a green drop that landed really close by, so of course I ran right over to it to check out its loot. Oh, desert cloth! Good desert cloth and tranks. How am I still overheating? Holy, what are the odds? What are the odds? That drop is a blessing. Now that I was no longer burning alive, I could actually start making my way back to my stuff just in time for night to come around again as well. Oh, well, there's my dead body, so we're making it farther than last time, and here's this water bug that I wanted. Oh, we made it back. I made it back. So that was really not how I wanted things to go, but, you know, it definitely was worth it in the end. This crystal and these rare mushrooms, these are going to be good. I crafted the spyglass straight away and hopped back on Perry to waddle home. Life just got a lot easier. Let's go back to base, deposit this crystal and some other resources, and I could look for a Procoptodon to tame. I guess I'll look for a good Procoptodon to tame as well as a good Thyla. I would prefer to tame a good Thyla first, but if I do see a good Procoptodon, I'm not going to pass up on it. They're just as mobile, but they're just not very good fighters. Like a 95 wouldn't be awful. I'd really just like a Thyla because they're mobile and great fighters. Their bleed damage is just unmatched. Not even a minute later, I spotted a level 145 Procoptodon just chilling, so I immediately got to farming up the few billboards I would need to trap it. And I did try to box in the kangaroo, however I was having a really hard time doing so, and every time I placed the first billboard it ran off right next to it. So eventually I decided to leave this thing be and go back home to instead sort out my stuff so I could head out once again and actually start looking for a Thyla to tame. And speaking of heading out for those Thylas, I was heading out towards a new part of the map added with the Reborn part of the mod, and I saw those cool looking trees, and sure enough I soon spotted a wild tree kitty ready to pounce on unsuspecting prey. This one, however, was a really low level, but just off to the side I spotted yet another Thyla, and this one turned out to be a level 135. So I turned right back around to go home. Then when I returned, I could finally craft the long awaited metal hatchet, which I could put to use straight away by farming up a simple Thyla trap. With the trap made and crafted up, I made some more trank arrows and decided to leave my good desert cloth armor as well as radar at base before setting out with Perry to go and try and tame that 135. I made it back to the tree kitty on the early morning of day 7, however there were a couple threats just ahead of me that I needed to take care of first if I wanted to try and trap the Thyla. But as you all probably know, Perry really isn't much of a fighter himself, but that's okay as there was a level 130 mammoth right by me, so I shot one of the Datons with an arrow to get them distracted. And I could then waddle down there and set up my trap, clear the area in front of it, and finally get the Thyla's attention with a well-placed shot on the first try, of course. Once that was unconscious, I loaded more stone arrows into my crossbow and set out to look for some easy pickings with Perry as I needed prime meat. And I did also stop by a blue drop which hooked me up with even more really solid desert cloth armor. After that, I quickly farmed up a few campfires as you actually want to cook the meat that you intend to feed Thyla since they do prefer their steak medium instead of raw.
It's low.
I also split a bunch of raw meat in my inventory to spoil before heading over to feed the Thyla. And while that was enjoying its 6-course meal, I headed over to a green drop that landed near my base, but this one wasn't as lucky as the previous two. Anyways, I queued a bunch of narcotics again and put some more desert cloth on myself since I was burning alive again. I then farmed up a second refining forge, picked up my mortar and pestle, and crammed it into the 1x1 before heading out to look for some more metal again. I tried harvesting these rocks that were in and by the rivers, but none of them gave me anything apart from a bunch of sand, flint, and just a few stones. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to go through the excruciating process of, farming metal from these normal rocks that are Going to give next to no metal. Alright, well, I'm pretty close to base. Let's get to it. Do I have to do it from rocks that don't give sand? Let's go towards the mountain. I think the mountain rocks don't give sand. Oh, that's a 150 RG. What? Leave me alone, dog. Leave me alone. I got the RG to attack a random Daedon instead of me, which saved me and parry as of right now, but I wasn't sure whether it would actually kill the pig. Taming that 150 RG, that like has to happen, but I don't know, that Daedon actually might kill it now that I think of it, but that's okay. RGs can be replaced, metal is forever. I'm really starting to sound like a drug addict, aren't I? What is that? What is that? Daedon 135. I would like to get up this mountain. I made it up the hill and I used the photo mode to scout the area before leaving Perry a safe distance behind and smacking up a few normal rocks that actually gave me metal. Okay, I'm slowly but surely getting metal. I need like 40. This is so scuffed, but I need this. And I really don't want to fight that Carno. I don't even know if my pickaxe will last this long. There's a metal node right there. It respawned. What level is this? 50? I don't think I can fight that. Maybe I can sneak by and we can stealth farm. Okay, if I stay crouched, it reduces my aggro radius. But it's okay, he's over that rock. He's over that rock. I'm going for it. Yes, okay, we have all the metal we need. I'm being greedy though. Oh no. Oh, dude, I should not have been greedy. Yeah, that's a Ceratosaurus. Time to get out of here. We got all the metal we need. It's okay. It's okay. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here while we're ahead. As I headed back to base, I saw that the 150 RG was still alive, so it remained on my to tame list in the near future. Oh, we actually got out with a lot more metal than I thought we were going to get out with. Sweet. This is good. We will definitely be able to make a Thyla saddle. What is this? I don't know. Definitely just something that was added with the mods that were recommended. They're all vanilla mods. They really don't add anything crazy to this map. We should keep making narcotics too, just while we're waiting. Okay, so I'm gonna get my Thyla saddle and then I don't know, maybe I'll just run over there on foot so I don't risk Perry's life. I don't know. Actually, I don't want to damage my armor. So, yeah, I don't want to damage my armor because this is just going to be expensive to repair. But we have the Thyla saddle, so I just got to get to the Thyla, and once I saddle that, I can kill pretty much anything relatively easily. Once I made it over to the Thyla, I slapped the saddle on it and picked back up my trap before naming it Dr. Pepper. It perfectly fits the Dr. Pepper colors, man. Perfect. Perry, you follow me. Now I feel a lot more comfortable running around the desert, and we're also a lot quicker. There was a bit of leveling it needed to do, but it was still hitting for some decent numbers straight off the bat. Oh yeah, look at that damage we're doing. We can just kill anything now. Also, we will never have to worry about hide ever again. Thylas are just so broken. I love them. And we've got more metal now too. Awesome. Let's use this to repair the crossbow. And now I think I actually want to try and tame a Drakeling. So I've used Drakelings before, but it's been a few videos since I have, but they're really nice because they just store experience from literally everything that you do. And with that experience, you can give it to your dinosaurs, leveling them up, making them super strong, and this RG is getting way too close to my base, so I have to destroy him. And the way you tame a Drakeling is by first holding out a torch to them, and they'll come up to you, land on your shoulder, and then they're going to give you these like little quests, like get crafting experience or get kill experience. Okay, here we go. What level are you? I don't think it really matters. I don't think it matters what level they are, to be honest, if you're just using them for the experience trait. So yeah, give me the level 20. Oh wait, I forgot, you can't be near any dinosaurs. That being said, I moved Dr. Pepper and I threw Radar off my shoulder before running back to the Drakeling and waiting for it to actually perch up on my shoulder. I know you want me. Oh yeah. Okay, I want you to gain harvest experience. So now I can just harvest stuff. Oh, and I forgot, I also need meat in my inventory to feed him. Okay, good thing my Thyla is over here. I think he's got prime meat. This is only a level 20, so I think it's gonna tame on like my first go. Yeah, okay. That's awesome. So now I've got him on my shoulder, and you also get buffs, which will be good. Aspect of Summer. Plus 10 movement speed. There's 20. I don't know what that CC effect duration is, but it's good. We'll take it. And then it also gives my mount a buff. All right, Radar. I need you to follow me back up to base, dude. You've been replaced. You're no longer my prime shoulder mount. To show you guys exactly how the Drakeling actually works, I packed up a random raptor for a little bit of XP. And of course, the Thyla got the XP because I got the kill, but the Drakeling also gets whatever experience that either your mount or your character gets. But see, my Drakeling just got 20 experience from that. I can pull him off my shoulder. I think I just double press. I forget how to bring him down to my hand. Yeah, okay, I can just bring him down to my hand like this. How do I change? Yeah, Gift of Summer. I can just give him the experience. I only had 20 there, so that's not a lot. But you see, if you get a bunch of experience by killing an alpha or something, then you can see how good it is. That's what I'm trying to say here. Anywho, I dropped the Drakeling off at base for now and ran back to grab radar as well before I could head back out to level up Dr. Pepper a bit. Let's try and get an explorer node or two and then maybe kill an alpha or a few Rexes. I don't know. Just want this Thyla to be as strong as it possibly can be. Just need to find some ruins for explorer nodes. Oh. Speaking of, let's see, killing an alpha would be super good now. Also, this thing doesn't have bad weight. I can totally harvest metal on this. Maybe we go up into the mountains, kill everything, and then harvest metal and bring it back to base. What? No! What? Where's the wolf? Radar was right here. Okay, well, we gotta take that as a sign. We need to start setting up a better base. So let's do what I said. Let's take care of the creatures in the mountains. Let's get a better supply of metal and start things smelting back at base. One thing I still couldn't kill fast enough was, of course, the rock golem. Ow, that hurt. Another great thing about the Thyla was the fact that I could just climb up all these tall mountains now, and I found exactly what I needed at the top of them, so I got to it. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. I didn't even finish that one metal node before my Thyla was fully encumbered, so I had to drop everything else to carry the metal back home. And I did, however, see a yellow drop not too far from here, so I had to go and check that out first. You know, just abuse the jumping mechanic on the Thyla because you gain momentum. You can get around so quick now. Oh, Anki saddle? Aranio? Nah, I'm not interested. That Anki saddle's solid. Okay, but now I'm just too heavy. Is this another note? I should get this. Dude, this bonsai? Are these bonsai trees? I need to look up what type of trees these are. But these look so sick. Anyways, after leveling up the Thyla, I jumped back to base and split the metal into my forges before getting jumped by a wild Drakeling. Good job, Thyla. I also dropped a few trees for wood to refuel the forges so they could cook all the metal while I went out to do other side quests again. Now, with this Anki saddle, I think it's a sign for me to tame an Anki for better metal farming. I think I have to. So let's go and look around for a solid level. 85, we can do better than that. I've seen a ton of Ankis around here, so I really don't think we're gonna have an issue with that. And also, if I can tame that 150 RG, oh, we will be chilling on metal. I just need to build a bigger base to actually, house that metal, which also means that I need to tame a Dodic, because you need Dodics to farm sand, to make clay, which you make adobe with, and of course, I want to build out of adobe. But, okay, this is a match made in heaven. Okay, Anki is asleep. Perfect. We need to get some spikes around it though ASAP. No way. Dude, place that spike on it somehow. How is that damaging it? Are we serious? Man. Oh, there goes some taming effectiveness. While that was slowly losing hunger, I ran back home to craft up new trank arrows and do a little bit of lawn mowing with Perry. Okay, I see a red drop all the way out there. I'm gonna try and go for that. Drops in Scorched Earth are actually crazy. They're really prone to giving you weapons, and honestly just good stuff like a chainsaw, for example, would be crazy for farming wood. So I'd really like to go try and get this. And the Anki's not going anywhere. It's not gonna wake up or anything, so we're good. I opened a purple drop on the way there as well, but the loot inside was nothing worth mentioning. As for the red drop, well, I mean, the polymer's nice, but that's really not that good. Yeah, coming all the way out here for a whole 45 polymer was not worth it at all. On my way back, I stopped by one more purple drop that actually had much better loot than the red one. Oh, see, that purple drop was good. Mantis saddle? I don't think I'll need that Paracer saddle. That hatchet's very nice though. Anywho, I returned to the Anki and fed it Mayhu berries to see how bad the taming effectiveness actually dropped after the spike incident. Whatever, man. It'll still be good. It's a 150. Back at the crib, I quickly sorted through my stuff before grabbing my stone structures and crafting up a ceiling as well, since it's now time to go out and tame that 150 RG that I saw. This hatchet should make farming wood a little bit better too, yeah. Okay, let's go find that 150 RG, knock it out, and get it taming. Where are you at, dude? I don't think it'd be dead. Oh, is it getting attacked by a Drakeling? Yeah, it is. Alright, that RG better kill it. Oh, it killed it. Oh, it's running away. I also had to take down a whole mammoth since the RG decided to start a fight with that for some reason. Alright, hold on, dude. Leave me alone for a second. I gotta build the trap. With the trap set and ready, I ran back and shot the bird with a trank to get its attention and lead it into the trap on the first try, of course. Oh, I botched it. Where did I place that one wall? Not really sure where that went, but I quickly farmed up a thatch substitute and I secured the RG so I can knock it out. Once it was asleep, I fed it the prime meat Dr. Pepper was holding onto before packing up another mammoth for more. And then once this RG tames, I'd like to just fly around and explore the map and find a good spot to set up a base, man. I'd really like to build in a spot that's like added in the reborn part of this mod map. There is this... Alright, hold up. We're gonna have to take care of these guys. These guys will give me more prime too. Anyway, as I was saying though, I really want to set up my base in a part that's like part of the map that's new. So we do have this, I think, bonsai tree. I don't know what type of trees these are. We could set up here. I'm gonna keep this in mind, because it's a pretty cool area. It's pretty centrally located. I do like it. Anyways, my Anki ended up taming, so I ran over there to get the spikes, which I used to surround the RG next. This thing's got 2 baby RGs too. Well, the babies are about to die. Oh, a yellow drop with a ring coming down nearby. Sweet. Anywho, I named the Anki Hank, and I gave him the Ascendant saddle I had before unlocking the RG saddle as well. Now, I didn't have enough chitin for one just yet, so I had to go out and kill a few things. But first, I opened that yellow drop only to find the most mid assortment of loot that I could have possibly gotten in a drop with a ring. That's a disappointing yellow drop with a ring. I will not lie to you guys. Dude, there's been some purple flowers next to my base this whole time that give silk. Oh man, did not have to go on a whole journey when I first started. Okay, my RG's tamed. I'm not gonna go over to it quite yet. We gotta get some more chitin, which honestly I can probably get pretty easy from these bugs. Yeah, especially with this new hatchet. Okay, I think I've got enough. Yes. That being said, I ran back over to pick up everything and saddle the RG so I could head out and do the obvious. Okay, so just before we go out and try and, explore new lands and find a spot to permanently set up a base, we definitely got to do a metal run, but I'd also like to knock out and start taming a Dodic, so once I actually get to setting up said base, it goes a little easier. So let's start taking down some of this thatch. It's just not really doing a whole lot for me right now. Now that I can survive, we'll add in some of this stone, and let's make up a few more forges. On a side note, I pulled my Drakeling off my shoulder and gave it all of its XP to the RG so I could bump up its weight a little bit. Okay, let's start making some forges. Okay, we've got 7 forges now. That's a lot better. Let's get some wood for them, and then we'll, get some metal and knock out a Dodic and then start exploring. Once all the forges were stocked up with fuel, I picked up Hank and flew to a nearby mountain in hopes of farming some metal. But instead, I spotted an Alpha Thorny Dragon, so I turned right back around to base and grabbed Dr. Pepper instead. Killing that will definitely boost his level up a bunch, as well as my Drakeling's experience. So first though, I did set out to find an Explorer note, and I also looted a blue drop that hooked me up with some medical brews, cactus broth, and meat jerky. Anyways, I found said Explorer note shortly after that, so I made my way back up to the mountain and went full Doomslayer mode on all the critters up there so I could finally get to the Alpha Thorny Dragon. Okay, as you guys have seen, I found this Alpha Thorny Dragon, which is definitely something new that's been added from the rebornness, I guess, of this map. I don't really know how else to say it. And that's a Dreadmare and a Rock Golem. Okay. Well, I don't care about the Dreadmare or the Rock Golem, but I want to kill this Alpha Thorny Dragon to try and get some good XP. I'm just a little worried about the bleed damage because, for whatever reason, if something dies to bleed damage, it doesn't count as your, tame killed it. And, okay, these things with alpha boost are, really messing me up. If I kill this thorny dragon, it's probably going to give me a ton of good loot, as well as also giving me a ton of XP on my Drakeling. Really don't know how much health this is going to have, but my Thylus should be able to kill it. Just really hoping it doesn't die from the bleed damage. I've just got to stay on it and keep constantly biting it. It actually dropped dead pretty quickly, and I luckily did get the last bite in on it, so I got all the XP. Hold up. This is just a level 130 Thorny Dragon. We'll claim this. Thorny Dragon, what type of loot is that? Thorny Dragon scales, what? Anyway, Thorny Dragons are actually good at harvesting wood, so I'll raise this. I just don't have a Cryopod to get it back to base. Anywho, I jumped off the cliff and ran back home to give the Drakelings XP to my RG again to pump up its weight even more. It's also about time that I make a storage box. The Thyla is really good, way better than I remember it getting hide and keratin and stuff, so I just have a ton of it. All right, Hank, let's get to your job, dude. There's not the greatest concentration of metal up in these mountains, but it's a lot better than what I've been working with. Okay, this guy wants an imprint. What do you want? Cuddle? Sure, dude. I think my RG might actually be able to pick up Thorny Dragons. Can I pick up the baby? Oh, I can. Okay, sweet. We'll just bring it back to base then. Awesome. After escorting the little guy, I flew back up to actually start farming the metal. But this This is the metal farming that I've been itching for, man. We'll be up and running with industrial things in no time. Once the RG was about to be fully encumbered, I turned back around and flew home to throw all of it into the forges and get it cooking. Okay, let's distribute this metal. We got actually a really good amount of it. Let's turn these on. Okay, perfect. Now let's get a Dodic up in taming because they take forever to tame and it's something I'm gonna need to do soon. And then finally we'll start exploring the map. Also, let's name these tames. Spiky Flappers. Fortunately for me, it did not take long at all to spot a high-level Dodic since the first one I laid my eyes on was a level 140. 140, sweet. So of course, I brought it back to base, grabbed my stone structures, and quickly assembled a 1x1 trap to drop it in. Okay, we got the Dodic in. Let's remove this one so it's not gonna get mad at me when I shoot its friend. Now let's trank it out. Oh, I shot it as it was going out. Okay, well, whatever. That's just fantastic. Okay, Dodic is fed. Pick up these walls or doorways and we'll place them down back as walls so nothing will be able to bite it. So everyone on neutral, because in case anything attacks the base. Really wanting a more permanent base here soon. So, with that being said, let's head out and, try and find a spot for a permanent base. I took off on the early morning of day 13 and I already had a spot in mind that I wanted to go check out, so I headed straight in that direction. I'm on an RG, so I'm not going fast, but should be alright. I know the Wyvern area, the Wyvern Scar got a lot of changes, so I want to head out this way. Not that I want to build in the Wyvern Scar, but who knows, maybe close to it because I do want Wyverns, obviously, and I'm pretty sure they got the Wyverns themselves got some pretty cool changes that I definitely want to check out. Okay, we've got more of those giant violet trees over here. That's cool, that's cool. This is where we are on the map, if you're wondering. Oh, wait, is this it's a lightning storm. I didn't even realize. Probably because I don't have my Jerboa on me. Why is the lightning on the ground? Will that kill me? It's like striking these trees. Okay, let's get out. Let's get away from this area. Oh, okay, now these have been changed. These are like sulfur fields. Okay, here we go, here we go. These are where pyromanes are. Pyromanes would be a great mount to have, a shorter mount, that is. I grabbed the green drop that was waiting for me on the ground before taking back off and looking at some of the pyromanes. Oh, that's a Rhinognatha, what? Those are on this map? What? That's crazy. All right, I won't stop until I find a good place to set up my base. Now that I could see the map from above, there was a lot more that I could see that was different from the original Scorched Earth. Oh, what is that out there? That's new. Usually there's nothing out in the dunes. Let's go check out that. I mean, it's kind of in like the top right corner of the map, so I really don't know if it'll be viable for a base because it's kind of far from everything, but might as well check it out. Who knows? Maybe it has literally everything I need. I doubt it, but we'll see. On my way over, I stopped by a purple drop, and inside I found a bunch of sap, a couple of metal structures, and a really good Carno saddle that I'm unfortunately never gonna use. I don't think that Carno saddle will really do anything for me. Dude, I am in the top corner. There better be something in here. This place looks terrifying though, I'm not gonna lie. What the? Dude, it's those the sand wyverns. Oh, I forgot about those. Those are added in like the Scorched Earth Reborn additions mods that like add the mammoths that are like scorched mammoths. There's these new things called sand wyverns. They look pretty sick. They look smaller than normal wyverns. I'm not really sure what they do, but that sucks. We flew all the way out here, can't even explore what that was, but okay, that's good. We know that they're right there, so definitely not building in whatever that is. I always feel like I build towards the green obelisk, and I don't want to do that this time. I want to build more towards the wyvern trench, and I feel like that's where a lot of the new stuff is. So of course I had to go and check the wyvern trench itself out as well, just to see if it had any cool updates to it. Oh, okay, this is completely redesigned. Oh, dude, okay. This looks so much better. The Wyvern Scar's like black. There's these crazy glowing crystals. I'm definitely not going in there. That's just asking to die. I do not need an egg right now. Now, call me crazy, I really want to set up a base like in these mountains sandwiched between the Wyvern Scar and the sulfur fields. It'll be a little bit hard at first because you're sandwiched between some pretty dangerous things, but I don't know, just the resources and the creatures you're around could actually help me so much. Flying towards the red obelisk, I spotted a cave going into one of the mountains that was definitely not part of the original Scorched Earth, so I just had to try and venture inside. What does this lead down to? Ooh, blue crystals? Okay. Yeah, this is definitely new. This is sick. It's a yeah, I knew it. It's a wyvern den. it's another wyvern den. Okay. Well, so much for that cave. That place is huge. Anywho, after exiting the cave, I flew back to base and it got me thinking. Okay, man. After surveying the map, definitely a lot of cool areas, but you know, I like right here. This place feels like home, man. We've got a well. We're nice and close to the red obelisk, not too far from the wyvern trench. Plenty of resources around here. It's awesome. I think we should continue to build right here. My Dodic was also tamed up by now, so it was the perfect time to get started on the base upgrades. I unlocked and crafted a saddle and looked into making a water well as well. No pun intended there. I think I can actually craft one. They're really not that expensive. Bang. Okay, we've got a well. This thing will be infinitely producing us water now. Perfect. And we've got a ton of metal coming on the way too. So now we need to make up a bunch of mortar and pestles to start making clay for adobe, because obviously I want to build my base out of adobe. I unlocked the thorny dragon saddle too, but it needed a bit of clay to craft, so it was time to start making that with a little bit of sand and cactus sap. With the thorny dragon saddle made, I slapped it on Spiky and headed out to get a bunch of wood farmed for my forges again. Okay, I need to get a fabricator and make a chainsaw for better cactus sap harvesting, or I don't know, how good is it with my hatchet? Let's try it. It's not bad. No, I think we can, I don't know. We do need a fabricator anyway, but I think the better way to do it is with a Procoptodon, harvesting these cactus bushes. That being said, I stocked up on trank arrows and hopped on Dr. Pepper to go out and look for a high level. Okay, here's this 140 that I accidentally bit earlier. However, I also found a level 85 that was already stuck on some dead trees, so I decided that would just be an easier trap. I'll just tame the 85, man. It's not that deep. Alright, now let's make this thing a Procoptodon saddle, which I think is actually kind of expensive. And that's because it required pelt, which is not the easiest resource to get. However, there were a few mammoths here and there, so I went out to look for them with Dr. Pepper. Scorched Megatherium, bro. Cracked out on bugs right now. Okay, there's my Procoptodon saddle, and while that finishes taming, I guess we'll just farm up a bunch of sand. And once the kangaroo had tamed, I ran over with the saddle, picked up the billboards, and named it Bunny. Now let's test. Yeah, this is how you farm cactus sap, just from these little cactus bushes. Alright, now let's also unlock all these adobe structures that I'm gonna want to build out of. And for this video, I didn't actually just want to build any base like I normally do, just going off the top of my head as I build. Instead, I wanted to try a feature that Ark has had for a hot minute. I've just never used it. Okay, now as for building a base, I want to do something that I don't know if I've done before on the channel. So a little over a year ago now, with the Lost Colony DLC, before Lost Colony came out, they released something called a template hammer, which you can upload and download building templates to, and you know, basically just import builds. That was probably a horrible explanation, but mostly I'm just gonna show you guys right here. So you pull out the template hammer, and then how does this work? Select template. Okay, and now over here, I've already got some installed, but there's some other ones that you can use. But look, you can place a whole base template. So I went online, did a little bit of research, and I found a desert base that I think will look pretty sick. So now I just need to figure out how to import it. Okay, so I've got the template I want. Now I just press import. I had it copied to my clipboard, and oh wow, this thing is massive. So I need to find a flat area to build it on, which is kind of right where my base is. Wow, this thing is a lot bigger than I thought it was. My current base, if we can even call it that, was kind of in the way, so I only had two options. I could either pick up everything and move it temporarily, or option 2. Or is there another flat area close by? Look, maybe right down here. Maybe we'll just move wells, because I really want the well to be in the center of the base. This is relatively flat. This should work. Okay, there is the template placed. How does this look all the way around? So it's got some trees and stuff in it, but it looks like all the foundations are connected to the ground. So now I just got to get all of these structures over on this right side, which is a lot. It's a lot, but that's okay, because now we can just put the template hammer away and the template will stay here. I had one more look around the template with the RG, and I decided just to move it a little bit so I'd actually have the water vein in the middle as I intended to have it. It's gonna be a lot of work, but it'll be sick. Okay, I had to replace the was the blueprint because it was just, I don't know, tweaking out. But we've got it placed down now. Now we just got to work on making all these structures that are on the right. So I need a bunch of, just a few pillars, and then a bunch of ceilings, a gateway, and then I make adobe. Where do I make adobe? Make it in my inventory? Oh, that sucks. That's gonna be awful for crafting. Anywho, I first went out to do a little wood run on my thorny dragon, and then got some thatch and fiber by hand so I could start crafting. Now I just gotta wait forever for things to craft. This sucks. Even if I had all the resources right now to make everything, it's just gonna take days of crafting. Whatever. You'll all see this in a montage. Okay, now I want to show you guys something cool that you can do with these, what are these called? These are templates. Okay, so there's a way to do this where you can auto build. Oh, no way. Really? Oh, I didn't have a Jerboa. Hold on, I'll be back for this. The timing of this sandstorm was a little inconvenient, but I just had to go back home, slap down my tent, and chill inside until it passed. Later on, once it was safe to come outside again, I ran back down to continue building, only to see that my template was gone again. Okay, every time I log out, it takes away my template, so I've got to remember to not log out, and then it just breaks the template, so it's definitely not a perfect system. Oh yeah, okay, here, auto build. How does this work? Oh, it's auto building. Yeah, it's just placing structures. Where's it placing them? Over here. So it's just taking the structures out of my inventory and placing them where they can go. This is so sick. This is a pretty sick feature. So that's all I got. So I need a lot more. All right, time to get the big boy farming. Dude, I feel like I've been working forever and I'm only like 11, 12%. Man, this is gonna be a lot, but this is gonna be a sick base. So the manual labor continued. I made sure my mortar and pestles were always cooking up clay while I farmed the other resources and crafted the many ceilings and walls necessary in the meantime as well. On day 18, all of the floor was now filled in, so I watched the walls and the gate start to come together as well. Okay, we've hit 50% completion. Coming along, it's coming along. This feature is pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I only need like 90 more ceilings, and I still need a bunch of walls. Dude, this thing's really starting to take shape. This looks sick. Okay, and this is like way bigger than I needed, but it's gonna look so sick, so it'll be worth it. I did another big farming run, and I actually started crafting the structures while at the template, so I could auto place the structures literally as I crafted them. All right, wait. Okay, I've completed all the walls for it. Now I just need ceilings, quarter walls, ramps, roof. Okay, and more ceilings. We're doing better, but also got to go back to base. It's getting pretty hot. The reason for that was the superheat event that just decided to pop up out of nowhere. It was nighttime at the moment, so the heat really wasn't that bad, but I didn't expect it to last as long as it did. How is this heat wave still going? It's just not ending. Oh, finally the superheat's over, dude. That lasted literally a whole day. 6 more ceilings. We're getting there. Okay, just 90 quarter railings, and then the build is complete, finally. Thankfully, the quarter ceilings were the cheapest of all the structures, so farming all of those took no time at all. And I could soon let the template auto-place them down to complete the build. Alright, let's put these railings in, and this will finally complete the build. I think it only took about 5 days, which is a lot, but definitely worth it. Bang, done. Let's take out this pack of raptors real quick. They did kind of start kicking my butt though, so I did a tactical retreat back home to get the rest of my gang involved as well. And this thing does look really sick, I'm not gonna lie. It's not my build at all, and I'll link the template for it down in the description. What is up with these storms, dude? Okay, the exterior of the new crib is fully built. Looks like we've got some uninvited guests down here that I gotta take out with a raptor, or with my Thyla. Wait, this is a female 130. What gender's my RG? Ooh, I might want to tame this. I killed a random Anki so it could eat its corpse and get its health back. And so I could finally lose its aggro since this bird was a little bit more persistent than the average RG. Why are you still following me? Just trying to pack my bags and move into my new crib, dude. But I don't know if I've properly shown it off. I need to get some light in here. It's actually really dark, but super sick place. Once again, build is not my own. I'll have it linked down in the description. He's actually getting really close to my base. Maybe we should trap it and just knock it out. With that, I shot the RG once to get it to follow me into the trap so I could lock it in and trank it out. Got it. Let's knock this thing out and we'll just get it taming while we move into base. I'm just taming this so we can breed out the RGs and get an imprinted baby. It'll just fly around a little faster and do more damage if I need it to. Okay, RG's asleep. Perfect. I found a baby Morellatops to supply me with prime meat, and once the RG was fed, I could actually get to moving into my new crib. Let's first make up a few more boxes. Sure, I'll take 8. And I have 7 forges. I'd like to craft 3 more so I have an even 10. Just makes splitting up metal, the mental math, it makes it a little bit easier. Anyway, I think it makes the most sense to set up my crafting area upstairs and have dino storage downstairs. It'd just be a lot to have dinos up here. Perfect. Oh, my other RG is tamed. Sweet. I flew back to my old base once more to grab everything else and pick up all the structures to fully move into my new home. Okay, and with that, that's everything picked up, and it's like I was never here. So let's whistle everyone to follow me, and we're just gonna head right down the hill here. Will all of their AIs make it down here? We will find out. Place that there. So I think I can place one of these water tanks inside my base, and my base will already be irrigated, right? Where do I place this thing? Place it right here. Not irrigated. Really? But if I place it over here, it's irrigated? No. Does there need to be a water tap? That's irrigated. That's still not? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I sorted through all of my stuff on the morning of day 22, and I started cooking up some spark powder as I wanted to make a fabricator next. Awesome, yeah, okay. I'd like to put together a fabricator so we can get some power to the base. Well, we'll have to make a generator after that, and then we can get some power to the base. And we've actually got a ton of metal. Sweet, that's actually really solid placement. I threw some hide and oil into a forge to get some gas going as well and started moving my tames inside while waiting for that. See, now I can just line everyone on nice and neat up here inside the walls. Once they were inside, I enabled mating on the RGs and ran back up to unlock a few engrams before crafting electronics for that generator. Oh, we'll also be able to make a fridge. Let's definitely do that. And I think I'll just place the generator down here below the stairs just so it's kind of out of sight and out of mind. Now, what about air conditioners? Can I strap any of those together? Probably gotta unlock them first. Just electronics. Let's make like 2 of those. Let's turn that off because it's loud, and we'll place the air conditioners down here. Could also go with crafting an industrial grill to cook food better. Am I far off from being able to make that? Oh, I can make one. Dang, dude. So many upgrades in such little time. We just had to get the base first. Awesome. Let's place that right there. The RG egg was also about to hatch, so I ran downstairs to welcome the little guy into the family. I'll name this gal Kate. What about any canteens? Am I far off from making those? I can make 2. I'll do that. Canteens are pretty essential on Scorched Earth. Pretty essential. Kate wanted to go for a walk for her imprint, so I whistled her to follow me around the bottom floor. Kate, you walk so slow. Please walk faster. Bang. Alright, I think last thing I want to make in the fabricator for a little bit is some omnidirectional lamps. Just want these to light up the base a little bit so I don't have to keep using gamma to actually see. It can get pretty dark in here. Sweet. Alright, Kate's grown up. Definitely want to do a metal run with her, but she's gonna need some levels. But we still should get some wood into the forges before all that. The more I look at it, the more I really like this base, man. It looks sick. Just walk the thorny dragon right in, up the stairs, turn around here, throw out all the wood right in the middle of the forges. Okay, Kate is all grown up here, and I want to give her the levels from my Drakeling. Definitely gonna need more levels, but it's a start. I flew out to a yellow drop not too far away, and I found a whole bunch of nothing inside, so I took my anger out on a random parasaur on my way back home. But what I want to go do next is I actually want to tame a good pyromane or 2 now that we have some solid flyers. I can actually pick one up and move it to hopefully a safer location. And the reason I want a pyromane is 1, because they're super strong, and 2, because they keep you, I guess, insulated to hypothermic and hyperthermic temperatures. So basically, you're never hot or cold. And I want one of them on my shoulder before I go into the Wyvern Trench, because the Wyvern Trench is super hot, man. And I want to be able to spend a decent amount of time down there without really having to worry about dying. And also, if worse comes to worse, if my flyer gets killed by a wyvern while I'm trying to seal an egg, I can just pop the pyromane off my shoulder and I'll probably be able to make an escape on that. So I'm definitely guessing that there's not a lot of water over where the pyramids spawn, so that's why I want to make some extinguisher grenades so I can just bolo them, throw the extinguisher grenade, shut off their flames, and I'll use this good hatchet I have to get their health down to where I'm able to jump on the back and tame them. Now, what do I need for extinguisher grenades? I need spark powder, keratin, flint, fiber, and charcoal. It's not going to be hard at all. I rolled around on the dough deck to get a little bit of stone to turn into spark powder, and I pulled the rest of the resources over to the fabricator to craft 9 extinguisher grenades, and I also stocked up on bolas. The way I actually learned how to do this, like how to tame pyramids like this, is from my recent Genesis 100 Days videos, because, you know, the pyramids there spawn in the volcano where essentially there's no water, just like this map. All right, I'm gonna throw my Drakeling off my shoulder and just kind of leave them up here for a bit, because once I tame the pyromane, I'll probably want them on my shoulder then. That being said, I hopped on Kate and headed out to look for a high-level pair of pyromanes, as I did also want to breed out an imprinted baby. Oh man, the sulfur fields are really hot. Why is there a lightning wyvern out here too? What? That's not good. Okay, we're gonna have to be careful of that. Just here for some pyromanes, my dude. Not you, not your eggs. Yet. The first pyromane I spotted was only a level 25, but I did consider taming it, as having even a low level on my shoulder could stop me from being boiled alive. So I decided I'm gonna go for it. I flew down to try and pick it up, only to realize that I was all out of stamina. Oh, I'm out of stamina. No, what? I really need you to gain some stamina. Dude, we're about to lose Kate like instantly. Wow, that was... lost some aura there, that's for certain. All right, just want the 25. Oh, it's right down here. It's waiting for me. She wants me. She's not even attacking for some reason. She did, however, get free of Kate's grasp by turning into a fireball. So I had to park Kate up on a safe ledge and come down with my bolas to actually get this thing taming. All right, let's put her out. Okay, she's not on fire. Okay, she's roared, so now let's just take off the bola. All right, now we gotta start killing stuff. See, this is just gonna tame super quick, and we're really not doing much damage. Found something with a lot of health, just taming it off this. My desert cloth took a little bit of a beating, but I now had a pyromane on my shoulder, so I wouldn't overheat anymore. And I could start looking for the high-level couple. Oh, 140. Sweet, sweet. Okay, now that we have one pyromane, taming another one should be significantly easier. So I parked my RG in a safe spot once again, and then deployed my pyromane. After that, I waited for the 140 to piece up the mantis that it was beefing with before I could approach it myself. Oh, what? Whoa, got on by the last second, dude. All right, we've tamed this other pyromane now. All right, can you stop, please? Okay, so I made the mistake of coming out here without cryopods. All right, I want you on my shoulder because you're the better one. I wouldn't mind keeping you just to... as a backup. I really like a breeding pair. And also my armor and health is kind of destroyed. When I got back home, I parked a low-level pyromane downstairs, and I made myself a set of flak to wear since I wasn't boiling alive anymore. And it would also just be nice to keep the desert cloth for the wyvern trench. Obviously, the Wyvern Trench is super hot, and it might actually be hot enough down there to still be an issue, even though I have a pyromane on me. Alright, let's go back out and maybe look for one more high level. I think I also remember seeing some pyromanes out in the black sands past the Wyvern Trench. Let's go check those out. I opened a green drop on the way over there, and inside I found a really nice Ascendant Desert Cloth hat. Okay, flying over the Wyvern Trench, a little bit scary. That guy's way out of the trench. What level might you be? 165. I may just poke my head down here. Any just eggs out in the open or something, you know? Oh, okay. Yep, not looking in the trench. Here we go. Yeah, here's pyromanes. 95, 20. Female 145. That's what I'm talking about. There's also a death worm. Honestly, don't know how I'm going to do this. Okay, it's low. Dude, okay, even when I have the pyromane on me, I'm still dying. Okay, that desert cloth goggle I just got is actually really clutch. So it looks like I do still need to keep wearing desert cloth. Oh, it's that Hiveopod thing. I don't know what that thing does, but it was just recommended in the Scorched Earth Reborn mod description to add that in. Surely it can't be doing a whole lot. Anyways, I was here for pyromanes, so I deployed my own and ran up on the 145. Oh, what? Why are you running? Okay, it's roaring. Let me on you. No way! Oh, I'm just out of extinguisher grenades. Why did it not let me on? That was unfortunate, but not much I could have done except go back home and get even more extinguisher grenades so I could try again. Alright, let's get some more extinguisher grenades made up. A single swing with Hank got me all the flint I would need to cook up a ton of spark powder, and I could soon craft up another batch of extinguisher grenades once again. Make like another 5, and also I should just go ahead and make some cryopods, man. I did have a bunch of organic polymer lying around, so I grabbed that as well as the other resources and headed out towards the red obelisk. I did have to stop by the local mountain to grab some crystal, but after that I made it down to the terminal and crafted as many cryos as I could. 13, I'll take it. From there I flew straight back into the Black Sands area to find that 145 pyromate again. You know what's something I kind of want to do? These Acrocanthosaurus were added to the game a few months back, and I heard they're actually pretty solid, like they're decent Rex substitutes, so maybe we try and fight one of the bosses with an army of those. I do want to experiment with more creatures in Ark. I get comments all the time how I only ever fight bosses with Theres and Rexes, and you guys are honestly right. So I'll try and change that, starting with this video, but right now, we gotta tame this pyromane. Okay, it's roared. Got it. Just gotta stand in front of it. What level are you? I'll fight you. I want high levels of you to spawn in. Not doing a whole lot. Oh, just crippled me. Okay. Yeah, maybe I won't fight that thing. Bang. Another high level pyromane tamed just like that. However, this one was also a female, meaning I still had to tame a male as well. What the? What? What the? Desmodus are on this map? That's a 152. Oh, I want to tame that so bad. I want to tame that so bad. Okay, let me just make a marker on my map. Wow. Okay, I really want to tame that, but we got to stay on track here. I need blood packs for that anyway, so I can't even tame it right now. But like, is there only one? Why is that spawning out here? All right, can't get distracted. Gotta find a high-level male pyromane, like right there. Awesome. The taming process was standard procedure by now. I hit the cat with a bola, threw a grenade at it, and smacked it a bunch of times until it roared at me. But then, of course, it ran off as soon as the bola expired, so I had to trap it again, extinguish it a few more times, and then, you know, actually get on. Got it, finally. Okay, I've tamed it. Sweet, man. Wow, this one is really bad. All my pyromanes are buns. That's unfortunate. Well, let's go back to base and breed them, at least. Getting an imprinted one will definitely do me some favors, but not a ton. All right, let's compare all my pyromanes here. So this female pyromane is definitely my best one, but by no means is it good. That being said, I bred it with the male, hoping I could get the health and melee onto a child. And in the meantime, I repaired some of my armor and went out to get silk from the local purple shrubbery. Need more silk. Alright, that's an okay amount of silk to repair my desert cloth. That's why I didn't want this desert cloth to get damaged. It really does take a lot of resources to repair. When I returned to the crib, the baby pyromane was already waiting for me. However, unfortunately, it didn't get the good stats, so I'm just gonna try again. I do want to tame that Desmodus. You just can't pass up on a 150. So I've got a good idea to get some, what are they called? Blood bags. We're just going to make a medical stand, which is not expensive at all. And we're just going to harvest blood from one of my tames. Once again, a feature that I used in my last video on Genesis Part 1. You guys should definitely go check that out if you haven't already, right after finishing this video, of course. All right, now I need just a little bit of metal, a little bit of poly. Now I can make a medical stand. Where do I make that? In the smithy? Oh yeah. Okay, so now I can take this medical stand. We'll go down here next to my tames. Who do I want to set it up next to? Who has a lot of health? Set it between like Bunny and Perry. So we'll attach it to Perry. Oh, you can only have it attached to one at a time. Okay, but now we can go into this and create blood packs. So it's gonna do damage to Perry, but it's gonna get me blood packs that I need for taming. And I'll make sure to take it off of him before he dies. All right, I think that's a good amount. So something to know about Desmodus: if you just go up, let them pick you, and tame them as normal, they're gonna tame with some bad effectiveness. And the way to get better effectiveness is to, you know, sacrifice creatures to them. You just gotta have some smaller creatures they can pick up, they'll eat them, and then when you get on to tame them, you'll get some better effectiveness. So if I can tame like I don't know, something small, maybe a Mosh Chops or two, something small they can pick up because it's a 150. I'd like it to get some good levels. I wonder if this is even possible for me to do. I don't think we could do a Dodic. No, there's probably like almost no creatures that'll pick up. We might just have to tame it just ourselves. That's all right. It's whatever. It's still going to be super strong. So let's craft one of these saddles and we'll head out and tame it. And a Desmodus is going to be really good for getting around this map and especially for stealing Wyvern eggs. They're super quick, semi-strong. It'll just be super cool to have. Hold on. I think I'll wait for my Pyromanes to breed one more time as well. Bad stats once again. Sorry, dude. Not personal. All right, let's make a Desmodus saddle and then go tame that 150. I flew all the way out to my marker only for a superheat event to start. There's no way it's a superheat. Oh, dude. I hope I'm able to stay cool enough for this. Coming up on where the Desmos should be. Just around this giant rock. Oh, I'm out of stamina. Well, this is the Grantee experience. And a Microraptor. Oh, this might not be good. Okay, got all the stamina I needed just to get up to a rock. Okay, it's 170 degrees, dude, and I'm staying cool enough with my desert cloth and my pyromane on my shoulder. That's very good. Anywho, I spotted the Desmo again, so I jumped down to it, ready to get grabbed, only for the bat to start fighting with the vulture. Desmo, just kill it, dude. Oh no, they're like stuck in a circle. Okay, he killed it. What's this Hiveopod doing? Is it coming after me? What? Are you gonna... Okay, get away from me. I got the Desmo's attention by jumping into the sky with my pyromane, and I then waited until it picked me, and it tamed off only a few blood packs. My taming rates aren't high. Why is this tame off of 10 blood packs? Are they just that easy to tame? Whatever, man, I'm not complaining. Sweet, dude, we're on a Desmodus. This thing is so quick. And also, it had a child. Can I claim that? Can't believe this was a 150 too. Yeah, it's right here. It's a female. This is a female as well. Well, we might as well like claim this and just bring it back to base. Worst comes to worst. Let's bowl it down to the ground. What? What is happening here? What was that? Okay, that was weird. Just gotta use my inner powers for a second. I'm not dying to mesh like that, dude. I've played enough of this game. I'm not letting it happen. But sweet, man. I love Desmodus. They're so fun. This thing's gonna be so good for this map. I flew back up to Cryo K and headed back down towards base, grabbing a couple of drops on the way. Good Dodic saddle. I'll take that. Ooh, red drop with a ring. Okay. Okay, I don't want to wear those because those are going to make me hot. I don't really care for the Megalo saddle. Dude, this compound bow. We are so making compound arrows. Back at the crib, I quickly took out a couple of vultures intruding on my airspace, and I parked the bat on the ceiling of the first floor. Alright, dude, I guess you can hang from the ceiling. It's not an issue. Let's try again for another pyromane. While the Firecats did their thing, I unlocked metal arrows for my new bow. Arrows, so we need paste. Thatch. We haven't really run into a need for paste yet. I should be able to make a decent amount though. Once care from... What? I'm not even allowed to imprint it. What's that for? It's stupid. Okay, baby, please be good. A 213. Bet. Yes. Okay, this baby is worth raising. It's got the good stats that I need. Come here, dude. Give you the name of Kitten. Little throwback to my video that just came out on Genesis. I cuddled baby Kitten on day 28, and I started the manufacturing of metal arrows before getting ready to head out on a test drive once Kitten grew up. Yay, Kitten is fully grown up. Let's go out for some leveling real quick. I did see an alpha thorny dragon on one of the mountains as I was heading back from the Wyvern trench, so I decided to hop on my bat and head over there to take that out for a bunch of XP. Oh yeah, here it is. It's level 100 and it's just got an army of goons. I removed all the ops from the top of the mountain to make the fight a fair 1v1, and then parked the bat, deployed Kitten, and got to it. We should shred through this thing. Hold on. Before I kill this, I have an idea. Let me actually come back over with my Drakeling. I'll keep it in Cryopod. I'll get off my bat, get on my Pyromane, throw out the Drakeling, and have it on my shoulder. So once I kill it, I can also get XP on my Drakeling, which I can give to either like my Desmo or my RG or something. Okay, now where did the alpha go? Oh, what? It died to the fire. No. Oh, that means it was like one bite away from dying. What? Well, now I just get no XP. That's awesome. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm back out here, and I'm on a Desmodus. I'm on a pretty quick flyer. I kind of want to take a little flight through the Wyvern Scar. See if we can't pick up any eggs, and I know there's also a cave. There's a cave in the Wyvern Scar, and I'm pretty sure there's an area inside that cave where you can summon one of the mini-bosses that I need to fight. So I'd like to check that out for sure. And the Desmodus Desmodus is probably the best creature to do so on, because it's so small and agile. I stopped by a yellow drop, but it had nothing worthwhile inside, so I just flew down into the den. Does this poison gas do anything? Also, is this the cave I'm looking for right here? This very well might be. Hold on. Oh, dude. Oh, no. This is a poison wyvern cave. What? This is sick. I don't care for poison wyverns, though, so not really gonna investigate that. Anywho, I did see a lightning wyvern egg, so I stopped by the nest only to be disappointed by it being a level 45. 45? Don't care to take that. Level 20? Well, that's great. Oh, 160. Okay, so that's the 160. Let's mark this on the map. So this cave has lava and red crystals. Okay, no, so I thought this would be like a fire wyvern cave, but right now it just looks like a giant lava cave with resources. So this is sick, man. Maps need more just random caves, dude. They don't need to have an artifact or anything special. They just need places for people to build in. There was one more cave I ventured into, and after flying past a bunch of crystals, I got grounded even on a Desmodus, which was weird considering Desmos can usually fly in caves. Okay, I've got my Pyromane on me. 47 levels. Oh, it probably did get the kill for the Alpha Thorny Dragon. I don't know why I'm blanking on my words so much today. You can tell it's late at night. Man, okay, this thing's a beast now. Let's explore this cave. Water. Okay, well that's a Pyromane's Bane. There's like 3 different ways to go. What? This cave design's pretty sick. Why do they all lead to water though? And electric eel infested waters at that. So it did not look like I was gonna be exploring this at the moment. Am I prepared for this cave? This is kind of looking like an artifact cave or something. Okay, I think we need to leave this little part of the cave for right now. This is like, there's parkour and wild dinos. This has to be some sort of artifact cave. There was one more path that I didn't check yet, so I just had a quick peek to see what was waiting for me on that side. Death spikes. Okay, well, there's lava and I don't want to jump on the death spikes, so I can swim through lava, but obviously I don't want to go on the death spikes. Whole bunch of parkour that I will not be doing. I know I said I should leave this, but like, I'm really intrigued now. This is some pretty sick cave design. Whole bunch of parkour back here, man. What? This looks like the end of it. Oh yeah, there's just an artifact back here. Okay, so I bet there's an artifact at the end of each one of the tunnels. Artifact of the Flame Keeper. Is that a custom artifact? I've never seen this one before. That's pretty sick if it is. Okay, well, I'll take that artifact and we'll come back for these other ones later because they've got water and I don't feel like dealing with that right now. That being said, I hopped back on the Desmo and exited the cave to look for the one that I was originally trying to find. Okay, here's a cave. Is this what I'm looking for? Surely. This is looking less wyvern-y. That's definitely not a word, but that's how I'm describing it. I think, yeah, this has to be the right place. Wow, dude, this place is terrifying looking. This looks amazing. Yup, Ranionathas. Ranionatha Guardian? What does that mean? I tried going invisible with the bat as that is one of their abilities, however, it was only available at night, so I had to continue without going dark. The Infested Cavern. This place is way bigger than I thought it would be. I was just looking for the boss terminal, however one of the rhinos noticed me, so I was forced to throw hands with it. Luckily, it was only a level 20, so it dropped quickly. Got a pheromone. Guess if I want my own, that's good. Oh, terminal's right here. The progenitor? Progenate? What? Wow. Okay, so we need 3 of each wyvern talent and then 3 Ranionatha pheromone. I'm gonna mark this location on my map because this cave's looking kind of confusing. Progenitor. I have no clue how to say this name. So this place is pretty small and cramped. I'm thinking an army of pyromanes would work well for this boss. There is some water around, but not a ton. That was all I wanted to see in here though, so it was time to head out of here. Wait, why is there a male baby Ranionatha is attacking me? What? Might as well get the one more pheromone that I need to summon the mini boss as well. Alright, I got all the pheromones that I need. Let's get out of here. This place is really creepy. Okay, how do I get out of here? Okay, this is it. Let me out. Let me out. Once I was out, I wanted to check the rest of the trench out for more wyvern eggs. However, I got distracted by yet another cave entrance. Oh, what is this? What is this place? Oh, this looks like an artifact cave that I can fly through with my Desmodus, doesn't this? This cave looks sick. Oh, is there nothing in here? Oh, maybe it's just a random cave. See, that's what I like, just random little caves. Alpha Poison Wyvern. That would give some good experience. Hold on, I feel like I can actually kill that. I just gotta get it out of the trench. I checked out the rest of the wyvern eggs, but I concluded they were all mid. So anyways, I could focus on the Alpha Wyvern instead. I'm almost wondering if I could kill it with my compound bow. Just gonna lead it down here. Oh, what's this crack? This might be my saving grace. Okay, I think we're good. I quickly swapped from my Desmo to the Pyromane, threw out my Dracoline, and perched it up on my shoulder just in time to get attacked by the Alpha Wyvern. Holy timing. Kitten was looking really rough though, so I had to kill some wild creatures to try and get some health back. You know, maybe it's best we don't do it on the Pyromane. Maybe we just kill it, the compound bow on the Desmodus. Pyromane needs to heal. Why are you all the way over here? Is this you? It's only a level 15. How much health can it really have? Okay, yeah, this is a much better way to kill it. It's already bloody. The Desmo was the superior aircraft in this dogfight, so the Alpha Wyvern soon met its demise, and I got a ton of levels for it. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Let's do 5k health, points in the way. Oh wow, it gives you a trophy. That's sick. And another good hatchet, even though I already have one. Could have done with a better pickaxe, but whatever. And my Dracoline also got a bunch of XP, and my character. Sweet, man. Okay, let's go grab that 160 Fire Wyvern egg, and then we'll head back home. Okay, time to go. I stopped by a green drop on the way back and found a couple of Adobe Behemoth gates inside that could be demolished for a bunch of resources. Back at the crib though, I sorted through my stuff and I did a quick little farming run with my Dodix so I can make cementing paste for a trophy mount. Okay, let's make this trophy mount. You know, you gotta drip out the base, man. It's not a home if you don't decorate it. That's pretty sick. Yeah, that's tough. I also restocked on metal arrows before giving the XP from my Dracoline to Kate and leveling up her weight a bunch. Just gonna keep the Dracoline on me in cryo. Then if I find an alpha, I can just whip it out and get some XP to bring back to my tames. Since Kitten was really low on health, I decided to go out and kill a bunch of things to try and heal it up as much as possible. Okay, I think we actually have a perfect breeding pair of Pyromanes with this female and Kitten here. So we need to start breeding them up because obviously I want to fight the progenitor. I still have no clue how to say its name. Anyways, the downstairs area was getting a bit crowded now, so I moved things around a bit and crafted up a feeding trough to place under the stairs as well. Okay, here's a baby, and I know it's got the good stats. We'll just name it Boss. I'm really not sure how strong this progenitor is actually gonna be, so I don't really know how many Pyromanes I need to raise. I'm thinking like 10, maybe 10 fully leveled Pyromanes would be pretty strong. It was also a nice bonus that these fiery cats had natural armor, so I did not need to worry about getting a saddle blueprint and farming up a bunch of those. Hey, that's just a Lystro wandering into my base. I think I have to tame it if he just wanders in here with this child. That being said, I did some quick lawn mowing with my Procoptodon and I started feeding the Lystro to tame it up and claim its offspring as well. Dang man, we got a Cody wandered into the base. And I guess I'll take the little Cody too. You guys come down over here. While more baby Pyromanes were raising, I went out to gather some raw meat with Kitten to keep the trough stocked up. Alright, we'll disable mating for now. We'll let these guys grow for a bit. I gotta get imprint on this one, but then we'll have 3 females that we can breed, and then we'll just have to sit down for a little while longer in a few days to raise those up. But I just want to get imprint on this guy, and then I really don't feel like doing much more Pyromane breeding because we have, is it in here? Yes, the Wyvern egg. And I'm really excited for these Wyverns, or this Wyvern. You guys will see why pretty soon. It's probably gonna need more ACs. Yeah. And for that, I would need more crystals since I was running really low. So I hopped on the RG and grabbed my Inky for a little bit of overtime work. Just gonna head over to these giant pillars that I know have crystal on top of them. Here we go. Tons of crystal, and we might as well grab this obsidian. It's up here. Back at the crib on day 32, I loaded up the fabricator and crafted a few more ACs. Yeah, it's still too cold. Oh, no, it's incubating. Sweet. You do usually need wyvern milk to feed these as babies, but because I'm recording this all in like 100 days, I have my rates boosted to where I think they'll grow up before I need to feed it. They can't take that long to grow, or else I'll just never get to use them. Name this guy, or gal, Cheeto. Cheeto was growing up pretty quickly, so I cryoed her and brought her outside to imprint, and I re-enabled mating on my Pyromanes again to try and get a few more boss ones going. Alright, you got the imprint. Stats look okay. I mean, it's gonna be strong. But the stats aren't why I'm so excited for it. You guys will just have to see when it's grown. Now, the area around my base was still not that safe, since I didn't really have spikes or gates around it. So anything could just come by and ruin my day. So for that reason, I decided to bring the wyvern up to my roof and let it grow up there instead. I also picked up one of the ceilings, so I could build a staircase going up there from inside the base. There we go. Now we got a staircase up here. How are you doing, Cheeto? Pretty good, pretty good. excited. Oh, and all these pyramanes gave birth. Okay, I think that's enough for an army once these are raised. A small trough refill later, I got the imprint on them, so I did a quick head count to see how many I was working with. What is that? 4, 7, yeah. We have 11 boss pyramanes. That should be perfect. Looks like Cheeto's just about done growing up as well. Hey, Cheeto is fully grown. So the reason I'm so excited for this wyvern is because it's just flying around normally, right? You guys see it? Okay, 1 second. Okay, I figured out what I was doing wrong. So right now, this is just a normal wyvern, but if I go into the radio wheel and press convert to Twee's Tweaks version, it looks exactly the same. No, but that's not it though. So what this does is it makes your wyvern fly a little bit differently. Yeah, you guys can see that. The wyvern can glide now. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. That's why I was so excited for this. See, this is just what creatures in Ark need, little TLCs like this that make them more mobile, more agile, and just overall better. I feel like that's what we should have got when Ascended came out, but we really just got reskins of old maps. They're cool, don't get me wrong, but I just wish we got a little bit more, and these mods are providing just that. Man, this thing's actually really strong. I did also see a red and yellow drop with a ring coming down in the distance, so of course I had to check out both of those. Dude, this just feels so right with wyverns being able to glide. They still feel big and clunky, which I feel like they should a little bit because they are huge. They shouldn't be super agile and nimble. That's kind of left for griffins, but this just feels so good. This feels right, man. Getting hooked up with an even better compound bow was a nice gift from the Ark gods, so I was pretty excited to see what that yellow drop had for me as well. Really nothing good there. On that note, I flew back home, parked Cheeto on the roof, and then lined the now fully grown pyramanes up against the wall. Now these guys just gotta do their things and gain some levels. I wanna head back out with the wyvern and do a bunch of leveling and healing with it. As good as this fire wyvern actually was, I did want to go out and get another egg. And since this reborn mod actually adds a new type of wyvern, it would only be fitting for me to go out and get one of those next. So I flew back out to the open desert where I saw them last time. There's so much metal down there. It's just like there's no way for you to harvest it because it's in a wyvern den. The taming procedure was pretty much the same as any other wyvern, meaning I had to swoop down to a nest and steal the egg waiting for me there, as long as it was high enough level, of course. Level 20, are we serious? There are so many, this is absurd. Okay, they spit sand at you, that would make sense. I did a circle around the whole place, only seeing one extra nest, and after taking a little bit of a break outside to get some stamina and then going back in, I got the attention of a level 185, so I had to lead it out of there. I need this guy up and out of the trench. Where's this egg that I saw? There it is, there it is. Please be the 185. Oh, 180. Dude, I'll take it, I'll take it. Oh, we've got them all going for me. But I'm out, dude, I'm gone. On my way back towards base, I opened up a blue drop with a ring. And I found some more Ascendant Desert Cloth inside, which is always a welcome gift. When I returned on day 34, I threw the Sand Wyvern egg out to hatch, but it was too cold down there apparently. So I had to craft up a couple of ACs again. Sand Wyvern. I mean, it looks pretty similar to a normal wyvern stats. I brought this one up to the roof to raise as well, and after getting the imprint on it, I headed back out to loot drops with Cheeto. Gotta give this guy a basic name of Sandy. Okay, while Sandy's growing up, I'm gonna head out on one of my Desmodus, and actually I'll probably leave my current Pyromane on my shoulder here as well. We'll take out a different one just so I can level it up. But I want to go around and kill a few wyverns and get all the talons that we need for the progenitor boss, or little mini boss. Here's a victim. You know what? Killing wyverns actually gives a lot of XP. I should just have my Drakeling on my shoulder. It was also rather convenient that I landed right by an explorer node, so I deployed the Pyromane, picked that up, and then jumped down to pack up a Spino that I spotted. Flying down into the trench, I packed up a level 160 Poison Wyvern, and I saw it had a nest as well. So I snagged the egg just in case I would ever need that for the future. Well, that's all the poison talons I need. Oh, why are there straight poison wyverns? Alpha Fire Wyvern. Always down to kill some alphas for a ton of XP for both me and my Drakeling. And the Desmodus was just the perfect counter for taking down these wyverns, since I could literally just bite its tail while staying out of its breath range. Yes. Did I get a talon? Yeah, I did. Oh, good crossbow. Nice, man. Nice. Anyways, I got all the lightning wyvern talons as well, so I just needed a couple of fire ones now, which I was having trouble finding. Hold on, this is looking like a cave. Is this the fire wyvern cave? Is this what I'm after? It's close to the scar. Oh, this could be. Oh, whoa. Wow, this is like really hot. Oh, no fire zone? Okay, this cannot be the fire wyvern cave. That might be a mini boss cave or something. I'm not sure. But we got a fire wyvern way up here. That was all the talons collected, so I headed back home and I saw that Sandy was now fully grown too. But before I could take that out for a spin, I had to of course swap out my Pyromane again and give the Drakelings XP to one of them. That did also get me an apprentice Dragon Horde chest, but I did not go out and retrieve it just yet as I still had to do one more thing. Dang, dude. Now we just need the lightning wyvern one right over here. Alright, let's go take this sand dragon out for a spin. So how much damage is this breath attack doing? Okay, it looks like the bite is doing a lot more damage. The breath attack isn't doing as much. Okay. Well, let's get some levels onto this guy. I did grab a yellow drop with a ring and flew out to retrieve the Dragon Horde chest as well while it was out there, and I was honestly pleasantly surprised. Kibble? Oh, metal arrows. That's actually nice. Alright, well, we are on the other side of the map. I guess as we're heading back, there's a bunch of Spinos over in the sulfur fields. We'll kill those. That'll give my Drakeling some more experience as well as my sand wyvern here. Well, my desert cloth is so good now, I don't even need a Pyromane really to travel around anymore. It's 158 degrees Fahrenheit and I'm not even hot. So I'll probably keep my Drakeling on me more just to passively collect experience. When I returned home, I leveled up another Pyromane with my Drakeling and looked into making an industrial cooker as it was time I got some medical brews going. I did, however, want to do another big metal run since the cooker was pretty pricey and it's also been a minute since I itched the addiction a little bit. So it's only fair. Let's take Spiky out, we'll get some wood real quick, fill up the forges, and then we'll go do the metal run. I headed out to farm the metal on the early morning of day 37. Alright, here we go, slide up these forges. Alright, now what else do I need for a cooker? So we're gonna have the metal, we're gonna need some oil. It's probably about time we make some oil rigs, paste. Maybe we need a chemistry bench too. And then poly, we can just get that from killing mantises. That being said, I unlocked the oil rig engram, which did need a bunch of electronics to craft. So I had to go out and get some pearls. So I know how to get pearls. A bunch of pearls can be found under obelisks. Let's make a whip. Using a whip is makes it super easy to get more pearls. Alright, not a ton of pearls, but a solid amount. It was enough to get me 3 whole oil rigs, so I hopped on the back of Sandy to go out and place them all down. Oil, it's pumping along. Okay, I had a little idea while I was, I don't know. I have an idea. When I fight the progenitor, I'm also gonna bring, well, I'm obviously gonna bring my Pyromanes, but I'm also gonna bring my Thyla, which should do bleed damage to it and really help secure the kill. I just need to find a way to get these guys leveled. Oh, you know what? Okay, idea time. Deathworms. Killing deathworms gives a ton of XP. Let's head out to the dunes and do that. And I've also got my Drakeling on me, so he's gonna get some XP as well. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Killing those are definitely the move for experience. It did take a minute to kill the Deathworm, however, it gave me basically as many levels as killing an Alpha Wyvern would, so it was really worth it in the end. Okay, let's just cryo up all the Pyromanes that need leveled, and then we'll just go out to the desert and take things down one by one. So happy I remembered Deathworms give good experience. So happy. I flew back into the desert on the back of Sandy and got to work on the next victim. Oh, this is a cool new area. It's like giant salt flats. The leveling continued into day 39 with giving one of my Pyromanes XP for my Drakeling. And I did also have to hop on the back of Sandy again as I was struggling to find more Deathworms just running around. Giant chasm down here, what? Anyways, I got the final Pyromane leveled up on day 40, so I headed out to grab the Dragon Horde chest I had before flying back home to cryo up the rest of my army. Alright, I've got all my Pyromanes leveled. Now I just gotta wait for them to heal up. Most of them are healed, some of them do need a little bit more health. Maybe it's time to tame a Daedon. That's not a bad idea. I have a solid crossbow. We might as well get this lost colony thing as well so I can get faster healing. So after crafting a bunch of thatch doors, I put the 3 skill points into the hot-blooded trait. And I then went out to do some lawn mowing with bunnies so I could craft up tranks as well. I headed out to start looking for a high-level pig on the early morning of day 41. Ooh, Alpha Thorny Dragon. Okay, why can't I find any Datons when I'm looking for them? Bro, there's no way there's a 145 sitting right here in this chasm. No wonder I couldn't see the high levels anywhere when they were literally trying to hide under the surface. Anyways, I grabbed the pig with my wyvern and brought it closer to my base before hopping on the RG and quickly assembling a trap nearby. And then of course, I dropped the pig inside and tranked it out. That thing actually knocked out really quick. I went out to get some prime meat for it, and I looked into the Lost Colony skill tree milestones again to see that I just needed to tame a creature from this list, and I got another 3 skill points. I do want to try and tame a raptor real quick though, so I can get this Lost Colony skill point. Just need to find one. Once I spotted one of these rascals, I picked him up and brought him back home to bowl him and trank it out. Dang, dude, another 3 skill points. As usual, I put them into Experience Killer to make leveling my creatures easier. On day 42, I crafted up a Daedon saddle as it was about to tame as well, and I threw all the pyramanes out so I could heal them straight away. I put Piglet to work instantly, and I drained her hunger completely before pulling my favorite trick of flying in and out of render distance to reset her food and continue healing. Got an artifact pedestal here, and I think I have an artifact. Yeah. Sick. Alright, we've got 11 pyromanes ready, and then let's also bring this Thyla, which I'll be writing on, Dr. Pepper. Also, you know what, I probably should make some medical brews before I fight this. Keep meaning to make a cooker. Screw it, I'll be alright. I'll make that after. Alright. Let's go try and kill this thing. I made it all the way out to the Wyvern Trench and the cave entrance only to realize I brought none of the tributes with me, so I had to turn right back around and fly home again. But actually, after grabbing the Rhino pheromones and the Wyvern claws, I made my way back down into the trench and then cave itself. Dude, I forgot this place is actually terrifying. Dude, what are these ones with like mechanical elements to their body? Oh, I think I just aggroed one. Not good, not good. Okay, well here's the terminal. Now I've got to fight off these guys. Honestly, I have no clue how this is gonna go. These pyromanes are pretty strong. They're not crazy strong, but they're solid. I think this thing is just like a wild alpha Rhinognatha. I'm pretty sure. I cryoed the bat up and hopped on Dr. Pepper before whistling all the pyromanes together and getting ready to face the first mini boss. Alright, y'all are on neutral. I think it's gonna spawn back there. Yep. Sick 'em. No, why are we running this way? Oh, it's fine. All right, I gotta get the bleed damage in. Am I bleeding it? Can't even tell. Oh, it's actually hitting pretty hard. I mean, we're not doing bad. Yeah, I'm bleeding it. I'm bleeding it. Oh, yeah, okay. Dude, we're mobbing this thing. I just don't know how much health it has. Okay, we've got it pinned up, dude. This is like actually perfect situation. Come on, boys. Keep biting it. Oh, it's looking pretty... is it looking bloody? I can't tell. No, maybe not. Oh, I have a pyromane on my shoulder still, dude. Oh, we killed it. Oh, oh! My, look at this loot. This loot is insane. Look at that Desmodus saddle. Wow. A whole indie forge and artifact of the infested. What? We destroyed that thing. Yeah, my boys did great. Okay, well, that's one of the mini bosses down. I want to find and kill the other two. I want to see what loot they give. I was honestly a little surprised to see a mini boss give me better loot than most of the bosses on the Ark maps, but I'm not one to complain. So I cryoed up all of my pyromanes throughout the bat and slowly made my way out of the cave as I was nearly encumbered from all the loot that I got. We've got 3 Ascendant treasure maps. Those could be crazy. And we've also got an Industrial Forge, which I don't know, like I can place it, but it's just clipping through the ceiling and it's just not gonna look good. Where's this gonna go? Maybe we just place it up against the wall right here. Oh, bruh. There was a little bit of redesigning I had to do on the upper floor to get the Industrial Forge properly settled. So I picked up all of my refining forges, a few ceilings, and then slapped down the Indie Forge. Okay, I've got it placed pretty well. I just need like some quarter ceilings. You know, I'd actually like to move it over a little bit. There we go. I like that placement a little bit better. It's a little tight over here, but it's nothing we can't fix. Set up another artifact pedestal. Do I have the obsidian for it? Oh, yeah. Oh, that thing is massive. That is huge. All right, I'd like to make some grappling hooks just to have on me since I'm going to be diving into caves looking for mini bosses, which is what I want to do next. I also would like to dig up these treasures. Okay, there is an electrical storm. But I want to head out to that one cave way out in the dunes that had a little entrance. And I mean, if nothing's... I think there's probably an artifact in there. And yeah, we're just going to keep bouncing around in little caves looking for artifacts as well as mini bosses. Because I'm shocked by how much good loot those mini bosses gave. I've got all my treasure maps out too. Oh, it's a good riot chest piece. Oh, this one's in the mesh. Can't even get to this treasure. Nice. At least the third one was actually on the map. However, it did not give me anything worth celebrating either though. Anyways, I did want to go out and explore the caves of the map, so I headed back out to the Wyvern Trench area where I saw a small cave entrance earlier. Okay, there's lava in here, but that doesn't really concern me since I'm on a pyromane. This place is huge. The critters in there were also higher level than usual, and there were cave drops, so this was not just some random hole in the ground. It's like there's a drop into terminal here. Okay, this is a mini boss, most likely. Lava golem. Whoa, okay, you need megalania toxins, sauropod vertebrates, T-Rex arms, and a fertilized wyvern egg. What? Okay, I think I can just use my army of pyromanes for this because they can run around in the lava. It's just golems take reduced damage, so I'm not really sure how I'm gonna... I don't know, I mean, worst comes to worst, this is a pretty open area. I could probably, if I like see that we're losing, I just whistle on my pyromanes to follow me out of the cave. And I'll also make a magnifying glass so I can check in on the health. This shouldn't be bad. Shouldn't be bad at all. On a side note, I killed one of those Hiveopod things on the way out of the cave, and I got a modded substitute of biotoxin from it. Alright, let's start collecting those tributes. I think I'll start with the Rexes. I know where a bunch of Rexes spawn. They spawn out towards the green obelisk. On day 45, I stopped by a random blue drop with a ring, but the loot inside was better than most red and yellow drops. Whew. Okay, I mean, I'm not complaining. My rates are not that boosted. Most of my drops are somewhat normal. 640 damage from a blue drop with a ring and a 589. What? All right, here is the last Rex that, oh, 150. Screw it, dude. I'm not taming Rexes this video. We're gonna tame the Acro. We're gonna tame an Acro for the boss, or an army of them, for the Manticore at least. Next up on the list were sauropod vertebrates and megalania toxin, and those sound like pretty simple tributes to get, except there's actually no Brontos or Diplos on Scorched Earth. Okay, man, so I was just doing some thinking. I need 5 sauropod vertebrates. There's no Diplos or Brontos on this map. So I looked up, how do you get sauropod vertebrates in Scorched Earth? The only way to get them is by killing titanosaurs. So yeah. I mean, it's very possible, especially with the Thyla, the bleed damage will take them out. It's really just kind of a process. But the thing is, there's only ever 3 titanosaurs on the map at a time. And I think I've seen maybe 1 or 2, so I'll have to fly around killing them, and then as I kill them, I have to make sure to harvest their body, so another one will spawn in its place. So I guess we're just gonna start that process. It's not really hard, just because the Thyla bleed damage, but it's just gonna take a little bit. I flew back home to grab my Thyla, however I couldn't find it anywhere, so I had to mark it on the map, and that's when I noticed I forgot him inside the Rhino cave. So I had to head back out there real quick. Where is it? Sorry, Dr. Pepper, I did not mean to leave you in here. From there, I got to looking for a Titanosaur straight away, and I actually found one while flying towards the blue obelisk. There we go. Oh, there's no way. That could have been so bad, dude. Getting Microraptor stunned right under an angry Titan. My Thyla was taking a beating from the other wildlife and the occasional stomp that I failed to dodge. But that was the least of my concern as the Microraptors decided to strike again. No! Dude! This time around, I was not lucky enough to be where the Titan couldn't reach me, so I was unfortunately stomped right back to the lobby. Dude, there's just no way. There's just no way. I don't even have a bed. There's no way. I hopped on my other Wyvern and I quickly flew back to try and save what could be saved. Is Dr. Pepper dead? Dude. I took my armor off because I wanted to save the durability. That obviously got me killed. Come on, man. That was... yeah, that's gonna be harder than I thought. We need to tame another Thyla, because there's just no other way I'm killing whole Titanosaurs without one of them. When I returned home, I quickly assembled a simple taming kit and headed out on one of my bats to scout out the tall trees to see if there were any other high-level Thylas in the area. Dude, I'm so sad we lost Dr. Pepper. Such a cool Thyla. And such a good drink. Anywho, I found like 3 other Thylas, however, they all sucked, so instead of tranks, I shot a few metal arrows into them. Side note, I also remembered that I had set up oil rigs earlier on, so I stopped by to grab the oil that they've been producing. Dude, of course there's another Titan now too to just mock me. Here we go. Oh, 145? That kind of has Dr. Pepper's colors. Looks like a mix of a Dr. Pepper and a root beer. I did have my trap on me, however, I did leave Sandy out here in the desert after the Titanosaur incident. So I decided to go back and grab her first so I could pick up the Thyla and carry it back home. It's fighting, dude. Chill out, dude. I need you. I brought it back to base on day 47, and I quickly constructed the trap while it chased a wild kangaroo around my base. I then threw it in with my RG on the first try, of course. Alright, how are you not going in the trap? There we go. I shot a drink into it and I saw that the crossbow dealt an absurd amount of damage. So I unlocked the magnifying glass and crafted one so I could see just how much torpor I was doing and also to make sure that I wouldn't kill it by accident. Oh dude, it's doing crazy torpor. I don't want it to kill it though, so we're not going to shoot it in the head. With that asleep, I headed out to get some prime meat with one of the pyromanes, and I of course threw it all onto the grill to cook up a yummy dish for the Thyla. I also crafted another saddle, and while waiting for it to tame, I decided to head out and look for Megalanias, as I did need their toxin as well. Here we go, here's a Megalania. I'm just gonna try and knock these guys out and take their toxin over and over again. Unless, I mean, I've seen a lot of these guys. I'm just gonna kill them. That was all the toxin that I needed collected, so I flew back home just in time for the Thyla to wake up as well. Alright, since I'm primarily using the Thyla for bleed damage, we're pumping some crazy health into it. Name this one Mrs. Pepper. I got a little bit of raw meat with Mrs. Pepper before bringing her inside to heal up so she would be all ready to take down a few titans. Okay, so between day 47 and today being day 48, I actually spoke to the mod developer. And yeah, I was like, is killing Titanosaurs really the only way to get sauropod vertebrates? And he said no, there's supposed to be Diplos and Brontos on the map. However, none of those are spawning in for me, and I'm really not sure why. And I could go ahead and I guess just spawn them in, but I'm not gonna do that. We're just gonna continue to kill Titanosaurs because, you know, I don't know why. I'm just causing myself more pain. Well, I should get meat. I just gotta get some more meat for the Daedon to heal the Thyla, and then we can get back to it. We just gotta be smarter than last time. Okay, Thyla is fully healed. Let's try and kill some Titans again. Let's hope this goes better. I've got an idea, and I need another cryopod for it. Really, I don't know if it could work, but I have the idea. What if I just hold the Thyla in my RG claws and like hold it right above the Titan to where the Titan can't hit it, but my Thyla will bite it and bleed it. I kind of want to try that. There was another Titanosaur much closer to my base, but I already had a personal vendetta against the first one, so I flew back to finish it off. Okay, where's the Titan over here that I was fighting? Don't tell me it's not here anymore. Oh, there it is. There it is. Let's go grab this red drop over here before we get to it. Not really much in that. Okay, let's put the Wyvern away. Alright, Miss Pepper, let's grab you. Come on, bite. Really? Okay, what if I let it hit me? Okay, now bite. Yes! It's biting now. Keep biting. It only bit once. It was a solid strategy, except for the fact that it did not work well at all. So I had to leave my RG and just go back on Mrs. Pepper to do it the old-fashioned way. Alright, we're just gonna play it safe this time. No more biting its foot where it can stomp me immediately. Just gonna bite its tail. And then, if we have to, we'll just wait for it to lose aggro every time. We're whittling this thing down, slowly but surely. The fight continued into day 49, however, I noticed a sudden lack of blood over the Titan's body, so I decided to whip out the magnifying glass. Like, is it even getting low? Why does it not look bloody anymore? What? How did it just heal? What? Why is it at full health? Do they not die? What? Why did it just heal to full health? Okay, well, if it's just gonna heal automatically back to full health, I just can't kill it. What do I do, dude? Because the Brontos and Diplos aren't spawning like they should. I'm gonna have to figure something out for these sauropod vertebrates. We might have to put the lava golem fight off. Yeah, we might have to put it off for a little bit. There's one other mini boss, and I think it's called the Deathworm Queen. And I did also ask the mod creator where the cave is for it, and it's out towards those salt flats that we saw. So let me grab this red drop. We'll head back to base, get on a Desmodus, bring a Pyromane, and then check out that cave and those tributes. Oh, and this red drop despawned. Okay. Anywho, I grabbed a bat from my base and headed out towards said cave, only stopping by to wait for a blue drop with a ring since they can cook up some really nice loot apparently. I mean, not as good. So I think there's supposed to be some cave around here. That's got to be it. Yeah, okay, that's got to be the cave I'm looking for. Oh yeah, this has to be it. Oh, there's cave creatures. I have a sneaking suspicion that flyers are not allowed in here, but it's really only going to ground me when I fly deeper into the cave, and then I'm just not going to be able to fly after that. So I'm going to throw out my pyromane now. Looks like there's multiple ways to go. Let's go this way. This way doesn't seem to have any cave creatures in it. Oh, spoke too soon. Oh, is that a death worm? Oh no. Not good. Okay, it doesn't seem like... Maybe you are allowed to use flyers in here, and maybe I really should have. Yeah, I was not about to fight all those death worms and other high-level creatures, so I decided just to run around frantically until I eventually found something. You know, I probably should have suspected that there would be death worms, considering I'm trying to find the death worm queen. Oh my. This place is terrifying. I don't even know where I am. Going up? What? Oh, see, now there is watcher suppression. Yeah, you can't fly. What? I decided to do a circle around the cave, however, I somehow must have missed the terminal somewhere in all that chaos. This has got to be the arena. Yeah, there's the terminal. I looked at the summon requirements, and I just needed 5 deathworm horns and a few implants. 5 deathworm horns, and then a red implant, green implant, and blue implant. Okay, I did a little bit of research, and I think you just gotta get those from artifact caves. Or they're like artifacts, you just gotta get them from caves. Okay, well, yeah, we're gonna have to do some cave exploration. Okay, so, yeah, I was doing some research on those implants, and how to get them. So apparently there is 3 deathworm tunnels on this map. I'm in one of them currently. And this is also the one where you summon the Deathworm Queen, but there's a different... This is the tunnel where you summon the Deathworm Queen, but you also gotta get an implant from each one of these tunnels, including this one. So I think it's right here. So you see this guy with like a cowboy hat and a C4 charge? There's an explorer note right here too. Let's grab that. But I guess this C4 charge is supposed to indicate that you gotta dig. So I started smacking my way through the rocks, and it only got darker and darker the farther I went in. So I had to put my pyromane on my shoulder to provide some light for myself. Dude, I'm just straight digging a new tunnel. I'm digging a new cave. Am I getting close? Oh, surely. What? Am I in the right place? Oh, that's gotta be it. Wow, there's a whole cave in here. So it looks like an artifact, but it's an implant. Okay, that's cool. That's a cool feature. So now I guess we gotta go to the other 2 deathworm caves. Also look for the other 2 implants. Hopefully they're not as hidden as this. I mean, look how big this tunnel is I just dug. Man, that's a pretty cool mechanic though. I like that. That's pretty sick. And if you didn't have a tutorial or anything, you're not finding that. I mean, are you really gonna look at this skeleton on the ground with a C4 charge and say, yep, I need to dig 50 feet that way? No. Anywho, I grappled my way out of the cave on day 50. And since I still had that 4x Explorer No buff active, I decided to stick around the desert and try to find some deathworms to kill for their horns as well as experience. I did also spot a yellow drop on top of a nearby mountain. So I flew up there to check it out, and inside I found some really nice flat gauntlets as well as a really good Daedon saddle. Alright, I want to get some obsidian because I bet you can set up these implants on artifact stands. Alright, why are these giving no obsidian? I'm gonna have to come back here with an Anki. Back at the crib, I first stocked up on grapples, then headed out to grab a purple drop with a ring that turned out to be absolutely goated as well. Oh, look at that long neck. Scorched Earth drops are just insane. Anyways, I flew straight over to the next Deathworm cave. So I dropped down with Kitten to run around and try and find another one of those implants. These onyx are such high level. And I got mega rabies, nice. Dude, I forgot, I need to make a cooker for medical brews. Oh, here's the implant. The red one. And turns out this cave did not have one of those skeletons where I had to dig a long tunnel. So I was out of there much quicker. I made my way out to the final Deathworm cave on the morning of day 51. And this one had the coolest looking entrance by far, being a giant skull of something. I have no idea what that is. Anyways, inside of the cave was pretty similar to the last 2. Long corridors filled with high level ops, deathworms, and of course finally the implant. Oh, there it is. Alright, let's get out of here. We have all the implants, now we just need deathworm horns. After exiting the cave, I flew out to another Ascendant treasure map that I had and tried to dig it up only to get jump scared by a Facelo. Whoa! The loot was pretty mid, so I flew out to a red drop to hopefully try and make up for it. However, that was an even bigger disappointment. And also, speaking of disappointments for the 3rd time, Oh, really? You can't put these things up for display on an artifact pedestal. That's annoying. My armor was seriously damaged as well, so I had to repair it, meaning more soak farming was waiting for me. Fortunately though, I did have a pretty solid Mastercraft sickle, so I grabbed that and headed out to do some manual labor. I grabbed a couple of mid drops on the way back home on day 52, and when I returned, I repaired all of the desert cloth. Alright, we've got the Pyromane armor here. I got one on my shoulder, and we're also going to bring the Thyla, which I am once again going to ride once we fight the Deathworm Queen just to get that extra bleed damage in. But I need to get four more Deathworm horns. You know what? I should just take this guy off and have the Drakeling on my shoulder to get some XP. That being said, I first headed out into the desert to get the rest of the deathworms taken care of, or that was the plan at least. Alright, I'm struggling to find deathworms here in the dunes. I'm by the cave where the Deathworm Queen is. I hope there's 4 deathworms in there. There was a bunch earlier, but I feel like deathworms just like, they spawn in for a little bit and then they just despawn. On that note, I deployed Kitten again and jumped down to the deathworm hole to look for them down there. Alright, doesn't look like there's any more deathworms in here. I'm gonna have to go back out and hunt for them. There we go. One more deathworm horn, and then we're ready to fight it. Alright, that's all the deathworm horns, thankfully. I made my way back down the deathworm hole, and I found the terminal to summon the boss straight away this time. So I started throwing out the fire cats down below where I expected the boss to spawn in. The mod creator did say that this boss is probably the strongest, so that's a little worrying, but my army of pyromanes, they're pretty strong. I'm pretty confident in them. And then, of course, I'm going on my Thyla, put everything in here, and summon it in. Deathworm Queen, here we go. She kind of popped out of nowhere and buried herself trying to get to my pyromanes. So I whistled them to the middle of the arena to help her out and get to killing her. Are we bleeding it? Oh wow, this thing's hitting hard. I think we're bleeding it. Yo guys, more of you have to hit the boss. We have to be bleeding it. It's being bled and it's on fire. Oh yeah, it's already looking bloody. We're good. But like half my army isn't even biting it. It's got a weird hitbox. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting good hits in. Good job, boys. Sicker. There we go. Dude, that's weird. You don't get like a death message. It just dies on its own and then drops a bag. Unless it, oh, maybe it died from the bleed damage. That would make sense. Oh, dude, this loot. Artifact of the Brood. Like a grinder, a grill, another heavy turret. I didn't want to get encumbered again, so I actually looked through the loot this time. And I only took what I thought I would need and despawned the rest. Well, that's the second mini boss taken down. Now we just still got the lava golem, but you guys know the sauropod vertebrates. It's not going so well for us. I cryoed out my army and made my way out of the cave and then finally back home. Alright, let's go through some of this loot here. Dodic, I got you. Even better saddle, my man. Put you over here. Let's place down this grinder and we can grind up a bunch of these things for resources. Now I can put a bunch of this stuff that I just won't need. Yeah, I mean, dude, look at that. Look at those resources. Oh, you're a raptor going to town outside and my gate is open. Oh, he tried to get in. He tried. Anywho, I put the new artifact up for display as well and then sorted out my inventory before grabbing a bunch of resources to craft cryopods since I was running low on them. Let's just head over to an obelisk and do just that. I've also got these treasure maps I would like to make or find. Dude, these treasure chests are like really awful. I don't know that I've ever gotten anything like crazy good out of one of them. You just get a crazy ascendant saddle that you're just never going to use for some random dinosaur. At least the Dragon Horde chest from my Drakeling had some good loot and it wasn't even ascendant. Oh, dude, no, that Dragon Horde was actually so clutch. I needed this shotgun. Dude, with this shotgun, we can tame the Acrothantosauruses or whatever. I'm just calling them Acros from now on. Oh, that's actually so clutch. Now, you might be wondering, like, why did I say that this shotgun, which is used for killing things, why can that help me tame an Acro? Well, Acros have a weird knockout mechanic. Basically, the way you knock them out is you have to do enough damage to them, and then once they have enough damage done to them, they'll go into some sort of weird like shield type stance, and then you'll shoot them even more, and then they'll finally do a little roar type thing where you can feed them narcotics. And once you feed them the narcotic, their health will go all the way back up to full, and you just have to repeat that over and over again until they finally fall asleep. So it's definitely one of the most interesting taming methods I think that's really ever been into Ark. But this is actually so clutch that we got this. We need to start making up a bunch of shotgun shells, and I think I got a holoscope as well. And then also I need to do some research on how to actually trap these guys and tame them efficiently, because there's no way I'm taming one of these boys without a trap. To support my mass shotgun shell production mission, I obviously had to upgrade to a chemistry bench. But there was one base upgrade that I've been putting off, and that was the industrial cooker. I just needed some polymer for that to actually craft it, so I headed out with Sandy to find and kill a few mantises. Oh dude, I forgot I have a bunch of polymer in the grinder. I've seen comments that making this mega lab structure, I think this came out with Aberration. I think this might be better than a chemistry bench, and it looks cheaper. So let's try it. I cooked up some more paste for it, which I also had more of inside the grinder, but it was alright as I could craft the mega lab straight away. It's unpowered, what? Requires element to be activated. Oh man. I don't have that, and I can't really... Okay, well, I should not have made that. I need a chemistry bench. So I just need a little spark and then electronics. I demolished a couple of heavy turrets for electronics, and I crafted the chemistry bench, which I could actually power and boot up. Well, it actually fits like really perfectly right there too. Nice. I'm honestly really liking this base. I think it looks super sick and it's very, very functional. Okay, do I have a hollow scope like I thought I did? Yes, I do. And I've also got some shotgun shells, but I'm gonna need more. So let's take the Anki out. We got plenty of charcoal. I also had to move the cooker since it wasn't irrigated at its current spot. Okay, with that, I feel comfortable to start carrying some medical brews on myself now so I don't lose them. Dude, I have got a stacked kit on me right now. Realistically, I should not die to anything, but I probably just jinxed myself. Anywho, I went out to do some spark powder farming with Hank, and I soon had a bunch of gunpowder cooking in the chemistry bench. Yeah, we got a ton of gunpowder being produced now. I'm probably gonna make a whole separate smithy just for crafting bullets. Okay. So I just did a little bit of research on how to tame the acros, and it's not going to be easy. Yeah, taming these guys is not an easy thing to do. As I said, you got to shoot them until they get to a certain amount of health. They'll do a roar, and then you can feed them either the narcotics, biotoxin, or I guess in my case, the Hiveopod toxin, which is the same as biotoxin. We're going to have to go out and get some more, but that's not an issue. However, after doing some research, you can't trap these guys. When you trap them, like in a trap with normal structures, their like taming mechanic just shuts down. So you have to do it on foot, but bear traps were suggested to help. It also recommended me to take some focal chili and battle tartars. So the thing with battle tartars though, once you eat them, you can't use medical brews. They just won't work. However, I still am gonna make a few medical brews because the battle tartars, they don't last forever. So once it runs out, then I'll have to use the medical brew. I headed out with Bunny to get some more tinto berries so I could actually cook up a decent amount of said medical brews. Okay. I also need to make a primitive shotgun because I don't want to accidentally kill the acro. This is gonna be a hard tame, and I've got to do it twice. This is gonna be a lot. I did have everything pretty much ready now. So I hopped on my Wyvern and I first went out to kill some of those Hivepods again for more of their biotoxin, which I'll be actually using to knock out the acros. Let's kill these bad acros too to let some higher levels spawn. Dude, these things have a ton of health. These things have so much health for being just little bugs. Alright, that should be enough biotoxin substance. I think it eats about 5 at a time, but I gotta go home and repair my armor, as well as bring other armor sets, because I just know I'm gonna get bitten up. Back at the crib on day 57, I repaired the desert cloth, and I made some extra primitive flak to bring with me as a cheap replacement in case I would need it. Alright, let's try our hand at taming an acro. Oh, 135. Looks like it's in a okay area. Let's take out these nasty things. Once the area was clear, I crowded up my Wyvern and started by placing a line of bear traps going away from the acro, so I could hopefully drag it along this line and make my life easier when feeding it. Alright, how is this going to go really? I do not know. Do I hope good? Obviously. Do I think it will go good? Not really. Okay, so this is the defensive stance. You gotta you always want to shoot. Oh, that's not the defensive stance. That's the defensive stance. Shoot him in the butt. Does less damage. Yeah, he's doing a roar. Yep, you go up to him and feed him the bionarc. And then I just gotta do that over and over. Okay, so that's a fake roar. That's a fake roar. He will destroy you if you walk up to him right there. Okay, so this is working, but I think this is gonna take a little while. Okay, so far this isn't awful. This is actually I've got a lot of adrenaline doing this right now. I don't know why. Armor's looking fine. All right, I fed it a decent amount. Are you trying to attack me? I fed it a decent amount. I just don't know what torpor it's at or how much it has. That's the fake one. This thing looks terrifying up close. Oh, it's out just like that. Wow. Okay, that wasn't bad at all. Its health is looking a little bit low though. I'm gonna put these points into Dodo decks real quick, and I'm gonna see what these stats are looking like, because this is my first time ever really trying to tame one of these. Okay, so this thing has 29 in the melee. That's not awful. 10 points into health as a 135. That is absurdly low. So yeah, this is a female. The high level male that we find in tame, it has to have better health. 10 points into health is absurd. Anyways, I got some prime meat from a random snake, and I fed the acro before looking at the saddle engram. They're pretty cheap. They're not bad. I also didn't know if wild creatures aggroed to it, so I decided just to stick around and wait out the tame on the back of Sandy. Acro is tamed. Honestly, that wasn't bad at all. See, the health, I mean, I don't really know what the health is gonna look like. This can't be good though. Melee looks all right. Well, that wasn't bad. So let's head around and keep looking for other high levels. Well, really just a high level male, preferably. 50, you're gonna have to die, buddy. One like hiding in the shadow right here. Okay, well, I see why he was hiding. All right, let's do this again. Okay, this one has to have more health. He's taking so long to get into the stance. I think this one's definitely gonna be harder because he has more health. Yeah, it's taking 6 shots to get him to do the roar where I can feed him narcotic. The other one took like 2 or 3. This guy's gotta have more health, which is, it's gonna make the taming process harder, but in the long run, it will be better. Ooh, oh, I got stunned. Oh yeah, that was the fake roar. Oh, not good. I think I just missed my chance there. Okay, why is he moving so quick? He's getting low. I need you to go into defense mode. Why are you moving so quick? I don't want to kill you. Eat the vulture, dude. Eat the vulture. What? Did I mess this up? That's the fake one. Okay, he just healed. He just healed. For some reason, this aggro just kept doing the fake roar. So I decided to grapple up to the rock above me, throw out my wyvern, and fly in and out of render distance to try and reset it. Let's give it some time to reset. When I returned, it seemed to have chilled out, so I pulled out my shotgun to try that whole process again. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, dude, look at that health. Look at that health. Oh, oh. Dude, that health is so good. Okay, I don't know that it's so good. Let me put the points in real quick. 32 points into health. That's what I'm talking about. Bad, dude. Wow. Solid melee, and it looks like really good health. I quickly sourced some prime meat from another low-level acro, and I fed those remains to my high-level male. Once again, I just waited up above it until it woke up to make sure nothing would mess with it while it took a nap and ate its own kind. Oh, it's tamed. Perfect tame of 225 as well. That's a lot better than my current acro's health. Another 5,200 better. Dude, we're gonna have a strong army. Unfortunately, I couldn't cryo it just yet though, as there was an ongoing electric storm, and those basically break all the electric tools and structures, including cryos. Looks like we're gonna start walking back. At the very least, I could see the damage it was doing straight off the bat without any leveling. And honestly, it was looking pretty promising as the stomp dished out almost 1,000 damage. Thing's doing some really good damage already. Okay, I think the storm's over. So I threw out Sandy and crowed the acro to go back home, grabbing a pretty mid red drop with a ring on the way over. Alright, back at the crib, let's put some of this stuff away. Never really used the bear traps. Taming those, it went a lot better and it's a lot easier than I thought it would be. Alright, but now we gotta make these things saddles. Unfortunately, they will just be primitive for when I fight the boss. I mean, unless I find a blueprint in these next 40 days or so, but I highly doubt it. So let's make these guys some saddles. Just make 2 of them for now. And then we want the melee off the female and the health off the male. I've never ridden on one of these before. How does this work? Oh, you're saddled on the side. What? Where's my character? Yeah, he's on the side right there. That's pretty sick. What attacks do I have? So I've got normal melee, just bite. And I've got stomp, shoulder bash, toggle shield stance. So I think I take less damage doing this. Roar, hold left shift. Anyways, it was time to start breeding them. And in the meantime, I actually had to go out and connect some Bluetooth water to my base from the closest river, as my current water well was actually struggling to supply enough water to my industrial cooker and the taps around the base. Water tank, gonna need some stone, which I think I'm fresh out of. Here we go, we got an egg. Pretty sizable egg, and it'll take a second to hatch. I waited until it popped, and the baby that came out of it unfortunately inherited the bad health stat, so I had to put it down. And while waiting for another, I went out with Bunny and placed my water intake on a somewhat close by river, then connected all the water tanks so I could bring a permanent water supply into the base. Alright, I think I've got more permanent water successfully hooked up. Oh yeah. I waited for another baby acro to pop, and this one was also bad, so it had to go meet its brother. While waiting for egg number 3, I went out to grab another red drop with a ring. And then when I returned, I threw out egg number 3 to incubate, and as everyone could have seen coming, bad health. After one more bad apple on day 61, I actually got a male acro with the good health and melee. I really want to raise this and get imprint on it, and then obviously we're going to use it as a breeder. Then I want to take this thing out on a test drive, dude. This thing's going to be a beast. Probably should get it out of the base before it gets too big, too. All right, his AI is just not going to make it. Want to walk? Let's do it, man. Let's get that imprint and see how strong you are. Dude, this thing's going to be insane. So supposedly these are supposed to be a lot better than Rex's in a boss fight. I mean, and these stats look to be good, and I'm sure once I get some XP into it, it'll be very solid. And that's cool and all, and they're actually really easy to tame as long as you have a decent weapon. Like, I can't imagine trying to do that with or trying to tame them with like a primitive shotgun. I don't think it'll work. While waiting for it to grow up, I grabbed my Dracoline and headed out to kill a deathworm or two so I could get a bunch of XP into the acro as soon as it grew up. Oh, gotta get back to base. There's no chance I make it back before the sandstorm. Oh no. Alright, my car is grown. So I grabbed a saddle and threw it on the definitely a car before giving it a bunch of levels for my Dracoline. So what are the... Oh, dude, this thing is gonna be a beast. 40k health off the bat. Bro, this thing is going to be so strong. How much damage are we doing? Dude. Okay, I need to start taming these more. Let's get a bunch of meat for the day dawn, and then we'll heal this thing up and take it out deathworm killing. See how strong this thing can really get. I have been sleeping on acros, ladies and gentlemen. I have been sleeping on them. Do not make the same mistake that I have been doing. Tame yourself some acros. Anyways, with my Daedon properly fed, I flew out to a red drop to both de-render the pig to get it to eat, and to of course grab all the juicy loot waiting inside. Oh, even better compound bow. I am loaded. Loaded. When I returned, I healed up my acro a bunch and then walked it straight out into the dunes to start the hunt for deathworms.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Dude, that stomp does so much damage. Okay, my acro has a little over 40,000 health and over 1,000 melee. If I have a full army of these things, they're gonna be insane. So let's go back to base. We gotta start obviously breeding the army of these. Maybe taming an oviraptor wouldn't be a bad idea, because I want like 20 of these things, because these are what I'm going to be bringing into the Manticore arena, fighting rock golems, death worms, and then obviously the Manticore. Back at the crib, I enabled mating on this male, and I moved the old one out of the way. The egg also blessed me with twins, a male and a female, both with a good stats. So I brought them outside to raise, and I also moved my feeding trough out there before getting the imprint on the babies. Alright, we're just going to spend the next few days raising up the army of acros. It's not going to be fun, but it needs to be done. But while I'm waiting on the mating cooldown, I might as well go and check out this dragon horde chest, since I've been getting some pretty good loot lately. Let's bring these air conditioners outside. This will make the hatching process a little bit easier. Dude, there's no way. Okay, maybe I will be raising some of these inside. The sandstorm passed pretty quickly though, so I could get to imprinting the babies outside again on the early morning of day 64. And I did move the ACs outside as well, just to make my life a little bit easier, so I wouldn't have to cryo them and bring them out every time a new baby hatched. Ooh, I'm gonna have to do a hide run here. Oh. The amount of acros I had surrounding my base was quickly growing, but I was soon hit by another sandstorm, which was a little suboptimal. It did, however, not stop me from getting the imprints on my baby acros and hatching more eggs, so I soon had my whole army up and growing. Okay, all the acros are raising now. I just need them all, obviously, to raise up, get saddles on them. They need to be leveled at some point soon, but I'm not doing that right now. I would go insane. I don't even want to look at another acro, but I have to. Alright, I need to make even more cryopods. I want to start shoving these guys in cryos to gain levels and also heal up without consuming too much food. What is happening? Why are there little damage numbers outside? Why are you... Really? Dude was doing a whopping 1 damage a bite just because of the insane Dodic saddle I have. Anyways, I grabbed a bunch of resources and headed out to first grab some oil for my rigs. I then mined a little bit of crystal and flew over to the green obelisk to actually craft the cryopods. Dude, no way there's another sandstorm. Alright, not really sure how I'm gonna make it back to base in this sandstorm. Oh wait, oh, my sand wyvern's immune to it. That's sick. My sand wyvern is immune to the sandstorm. I mean, that makes sense, but that's just a super cool ability. When I returned home, I waited out the storm and then put all the acros into the cryopods. All right, there is the Acro army, all in cryos, healing up, gaining levels. We probably will have to power level them at some point just by going around killing death worms, because that seems to be the most efficient way. But I am not doing that right now. I've been sitting at base for what, almost 7 days now, just taking care of that army. I mean, I think we'll mop the Manticore, don't get me wrong, but it was definitely a lot of work still, and I just wanted a break from the Acros. So on the morning of day 68, I decided to head over to the Red Obelisk to see the actual boss requirement. Oh, they are different artifacts. So there's the artifact of the gatekeeper, okay, what is attacking me? What was that? Anyway, artifact of the gatekeeper, noxious, infested. Where are the inquisitive and noxious? All right, let's go look for the artifact of the gatekeeper. I think it's in this cave that's real close to me right here. I wonder, did they change this cave at all? Looks pretty similar. I didn't really try to fight anything in the cave. I kind of just ran past everything on my pyromane until I made it down to the artifact. Yep, here it is. Right here. Artifact of the gatekeeper. I'm wondering if some of those artifacts that I need are in that one cave that I was back in almost like 30 days ago now. In the Wyvern trench, where 2 of the pathways had water. Very well could be. Anywho, I headed back home and looked at the artifacts that I already had. And 2 of them I didn't even need for the Manticore. Anyways though, I placed another artifact pedestal next to my second smithy, and I put the artifact of the gatekeeper up for display. Yo, who are you? What? How did you get... Okay, I swear this always happens when I get up to go take a leak. Like, something bad happens, but how does a raptor walk into my gate, past all of these dinos that I know they like to attack, up my stairs, sees me over here, says, nah, not going for him, hangs a right, and then just starts moseying around over here trying to bite my Desmo? What? How did you get in here? I am perplexed by that. Anyway, I want to go check out those caves. Since they had water parts, I unlocked the scuba set of armor, which I think nobody's done before here on the Scorched Earth map. Anyways, I then crafted a couple of tanks and flippers before hopping on Sandy and flying back out to the Wyvern trench in the cave that I mentioned. Okay, which way would I want to go? Oh, I remember seeing eels in the blue zone. Oh, it's acid water. Wait, is this poisonous air? Oh, it is. You need a gas mask to go back here. Wow. So I guess I'm going down the blue tunnel. Wait, maybe we can jump across these mushroom things. Do I not have to go in the water? Okay, there doesn't look like there's too many nasty things in the water. The pyromane was definitely the right choice for this cave though, as I could get out of the water even if I fell down into it. And I could always pull out my shotgun and blast the eels as well. Okay, this is like a lot of parkour. Is that? No, that's... Oh, no, it is right here. So which one is this? Okay, I guess I gotta go back and maybe get a gas mask for that green zone. I think I do have absorbent substrate. Should be able to craft that, because I gotta see what artifacts in the green one. That being said, I parkoured my way back out of the cave and flew home to craft said gas mask. Bro, I'm gonna need more artifact pedestals, and I need more crystal. Maybe it's time we go out on a little farming run for crystal and obsidian. Let's just bring the RG and Anki. When I got back to base on day 70, I made another artifact pedestal for the new artifact of the storm. Alright, that's another artifact set up. I don't need most of these, but they look pretty cool in my base. So let's work on making a gas mask now. Do I have any more absorbent substrate? Nope. So I've only got 1 gas mask. That's not good. Anywho, I headed back into the cave and put on the gas mask before heading down the poisonous corridor. And of course, I was trying my best not to touch the toxic water as well. Oh, I overshot there. See, like, how are you supposed to get that? That drop is in the acid. Also, I don't trust that green stuff shooting. Oh, here's the artifact. All right, it wasn't too far in there. Oh, this is the noxious. Perfect. Oh, I'm like just now realizing noxious means like, I don't know. Not nauseous, but it's something close to that. So now I just need the artifact of the inquisitive. Where would I get that? Might have to do some research. I made another pedestal when I got back home and displayed the artifact of the noxious on it, which also had a really cool 3D model like the rest of the custom artifacts. These are some sick looking custom artifacts. They did good on these. Okay, I've given the Acros some time to heal, so I think it's about time we take them all out. The ones that aren't leveled, which is pretty much all of them, I think, except 1. Go out. We're just gonna circle the map over and over, killing death worms and getting XP. Each one of them should really only have to kill 1 death worm to get all the XP, but yeah. That being said, I flew out into the dunes with Sandy and I got to work on killing the death worms. And I only killed 1 death worm for each acro, but it gave about 40 levels, so it was a pretty good process. I should bring the Drakeling on my shoulder. Loot crate. Bruh. The leveling of my acros continued into day 74, and I noticed that my Dracoline was fully maxed out with XP, so it was time to give it to one of the acros. This is why I brought my Dracoline, because I can just give this XP to this guy, and also get an Ascendant Dragon Horde chest. Holy levels on this guy. I've only got like 1 or 2 more acros to level, thankfully. I've been doing this for what feels like hours that I'm never gonna get back in my whole life. So on day 75, I got one of the final 2 acros leveled up, and I threw out the last one to hopefully find a death worm real quick. However, that turned into quite the hike through the vast open desert. So I just decided to call it here and give whatever XP my Dracoline was holding on to that acro. I'm done doing this. I've been doing this for what, like 5 days? Do want to go get this Dracoline Horde chest though, or Dragon Horde chest, whatever. Ooh, a red drop in the ground too, nice. Oh, a chainsaw. That's actually pretty solid. Would have been useful maybe 60 days ago though. The Dragon Horde chest was actually pretty disappointing, giving me some low tier kibble, tons of tranks that I probably won't even need anymore, some flamethrower ammo, and a blueprint for riot gauntlets that are also never going to see the light of day. That's awful. Whatever, I'll take the tranks. I threw all the acros back into my fridge and headed right back out to the green obelisk as I needed some silk to repair my armor yet again. And on my way back home, I waited for a yellow drop to land just to watch it go straight through the mesh in front of me. Bro, are we serious? It's just absurd, dude. Absurd how this happens so much on a map that's been out for so long. Anyways, when I returned, I repaired all of my armor and kind of just stared into my inventory for the rest of the day. Okay, it is day 76 now, and we still have to fight the lava golem as well as the manticore, obviously, which I still need more tributes for. But y'all know about the lava golem and the struggles I'm having with sauropod vertebrates. So I once again talked to the mod creator because I was like, there's gotta be a better way of getting sauropod vertebrates. And as I said, Diplos and Brontos are supposed to spawn on the map, but they're just not spawning for me for some reason. So then he recommended me to install the Paleo Ark Brontosaurus mod, which they have boosted spawns, so they're supposed to spawn all over the map, but for some reason my mod page is down. So looks like we're just gonna have to kill Titanosaurs, which I think I'm gonna try and do with my acro army. I just need them to heal. So maybe in the meantime, while they do heal, we'll tame a Yudi, and we're just gonna treat it as a boss fight, man. Because like the Titanosaurs hit like bosses. So we'll just tame a Yudi, we'll like throw out the whole army, buff them up, and then we'll take down 5 Titanosaurs, I guess. I've really got no better option. So let's make a Yudi saddle. I need a Yudi for the Manticore anyway, so I need pearls and hide. I think I'm starting to run low on hide. Might have to do a little run real quick. I killed a few Morellatops around my base, and I ran back inside to craft the Yudi saddle before hopping on one of my bats so I could just trank the Yudi off the back of it. Okay, I've got this crazy crossbow. It should go to sleep pretty quickly. What type of cave is this? What the? Griffins? What? They're on this map? What? And I'm just now finding this out on day 76? What? It's at 95. Hey, come here. Maybe a good one will spawn in. I mean, who knows if I'll actually tame it, because it's like towards the end of this 100 days, but whatever, man. Did not know they were on this map. Looking for Udis, and I have not seen a single one. I finally spotted the first furry chicken on the morning of day 77, and by sheer luck, it was also a level 140. So I had to take out his Carno friends before I could get to the fun part. Oh, man. Alright, dude. Why do you have 3 RGs on your butt? I introduced my boomstick to said RGs, and I think they got acquainted pretty well together, as they were no longer an obstacle in my way while trying to knock out the Yudi. The same could not be said for the Yudi's mouth, though. What? This is another Griffin. 130. Anywho, that could wait until later. I flew back and finally knocked out the Yudi before packing up another wild RG for prime meat and feeding the big chicken. Bang, Yudi tamed. Need to get this thing leveled. And my Dracoline really doesn't have any levels on it. Maybe we'll go kill some Wyverns, try and get some XP on the Dracoline, then we can just put it into the Yudi. Because the Yudi is not going to be able to kill a death worm. So I decided to fly straight into the Wyvern trench, where I found an Alpha Lightning Wyvern, the perfect culprit for my current needs. I think I need this guy's head too, for my wall. After killing that, I also packed up a few regular Wyverns just for XP on the Dracoline. Back at the crib on day 78, I threw out the Yudi and gave it all the XP from my Dracoline to pump up its HP a bunch. I then crafted another trophy mount so I could put the Wyvern's head up for display as well, completing the trio. Dang, dude. We got the third and final Alpha Wyvern head. That's pretty sick. Didn't have the goal of doing this, really, but the base is drip. Oh, dude. Why is the Fire Wyvern one so much lower than the other two? Hold on. Let me fix this. There we go. That looks better. That's pretty sick. Okay. So I think with the Yudi now, it's about time we take out the Acro army, see how strong they are. They should all be healed by now. And we're going to start hopefully taking down Titanosaurs with their sauropod vertebrates. Are we all healed? Mostly. I mean, we should be able to kill a Titanosaur pretty easily, I think. They've got like 230,000 health. They do some solid damage, but with the Yudi buff, we should be able to mop it. So I hopped on my Wyvern and headed out to look for the Titans, except I actually ended up running into a Diplo out of nowhere. There's a Diplo. There's a Diplo. Oh, wait. Oh, dude. Why did I kill that? I should have knocked it out, and then it would have woken back up with a new one, and I wouldn't have to kill Titanosaurs. Oh, dude. Well, let's search these savannas. Maybe there's more. Dude, there's really only one Diplo. I did, however, run into a random Fire Wyvern pretty close to my base, which was a bit concerning and confusing at the same time, so I killed it. I then flew out to the Dragon Horde chest that I had just to break it by accident because I had to kill a couple of ops standing beneath it. Oh, Sandstorm. Dude, since I have the Sand Wyvern, I don't need to go back for the Sandstorm. It still made scouting a little bit hard due to the lack of visibility, but at least I could move around. And fortunately, I ended up spawning another Diplo level 55. Hold on, if we trank this out, let's make some stimulants back at base, and we can just keep farming this one for the sauropod vertebrates. I'm not gonna make the same mistake. I waited for the sandstorm to end before taking out Bunny to farm stim berries for me and turning that into stimulant on day 79. I then made my way back out to the Diplo on my kangaroo, and I killed the giant angry beer elephant that was bound to ruin my day at some point. The baby, 12,000 torpor. What? It doesn't even have the vertebrate. What? Do they not work like Megalanias? Dude, well now I just gotta wait for this guy to wake up if I want his vertebrate. That's stupid. Can my medical stand make him wake up faster? Oh, another one. Just gonna kill this one, not make the same mistake. The first Diplo would wake up eventually, but it was nice to see them actually start to spawn in, so I kept flying around and scouting the savannas for the other two that I needed. I wonder if the mammoths are blocking their spawn points. Let's start taking them out. And to do that, I decided to bring a couple of acros with me just to speed up the process of things, of course. While I was cleaning up one of the forests, I discovered another cave entrance that I'm yet to see this whole time. There's a cave right here. What? Right here, close to my base. Hold on, I want to come back and explore this with my Pyromane. This is really close to my base. I'm just now noticing it. But I somehow completely forgot about the cave almost instantly, since I quickly made my way back to base to hop on Sandy, and I flew back to find 2 extra Diplos. So I killed those before checking on the sleeping one. She still had plenty of napping in her, so I continued looking for the last Diplo in the other savanna. Oh yes, last Diplo. Alright, we finally have all the sauropod vertebrates, and I did not have to kill any Titanosaurs. That's good. Alright, I've got these tributes that we need for the lava golem, but I also need to sacrifice a wyvern egg for the tributes, so yeah, I'll just use this 165. I'm not gonna hatch it, there's no way. And we're gonna take the army of pyromanes, since, you know, they can be in lava, and this could be a hard boss fight, I'm not gonna lie. Guess we'll find out. I headed out to the golem cave as day 81 rolled around, and I made my way over to the summoning terminal on the back of one of the boss pyromanes, just to realize I couldn't even deploy my army while in here. But, can't use my cryopods in here? Do I have to like throw them out at the entrance and lead them down? Looks like I do. That's unfortunate. It's gonna be kind of rough to lead an army of pyromanes through this pathway. It doesn't look like I have another choice though. So I made my way back up to the ramp, killed any ops that tried to stop me, and I deployed the whole army outside before whistling follow on everyone and slowly making my way down again. Oh, why am I getting my butt kicked by a rubble golem? Dude, how's this lava golem gonna go? That was a little concerning, but I gotta go for it anyway. Also, a couple of my pyromanes fell down into the lava, so I had to go down there, cryo them, leave the cave, and then throw them back out so I could lead them over to the rest of the army. Alright man, let's do this boss. I'm a little nervous for this, I'm not gonna lie. Golems take reduced damage, so this could be interesting. We're up here, we've got the high ground. That's our rock. How much health you got? Oh, we can kill this. We can kill this. Yeah, this isn't bad at all, man. This is not bad. Dude, the collective fire damage is really what's pulling the weight here. Oh, wait, how am I gonna get the bag for this if it's gonna be in the lava? Hold on, I got an idea. Gotta get these guys away from him. Gotta get them out of the lava. Oh, what? Okay, well, he somehow died. Probably just to the fire damage. Can I access? No, 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 no. Dude, look at his look at his face. Anywho, I used the pyromane to climb on top of the corpse and try and access his inventory from there. But it didn't look like it even had one in the first place. How do I access your inventory? Do you not drop loot? What? Oh, okay, that's how I can harvest it. Is there a bag? What? Is there really no loot from that? Does it go in the terminal maybe? What? There's no loot? What's that, man? That's a scam. Well, that's the third mini boss defeated. We only have the Manticore left, but I was pretty excited to get some loot. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever, man. We accomplished the goal. Good job, Pyromane Squad. It was a little underwhelming to see absolutely nothing of return for my efforts, despite taking the longest amount of time to farm up all the tributes of the mini bosses, especially considering how much loot the other two dropped. But to be honest, I really didn't need anything at this point, since I already had a really stacked kit and strong boss fighting acros ready to demolish the Manticore. So I crowd up all of my pyromanes and flew back home to ponder. And by ponder, I meant stare into my inventory until the next day. Okay, so now we've just got to set our sights on the Manticore boss. So for that, I need, I think, 2 more artifacts, and I also need 20 of each Wyvern talent since I'm doing it on Alpha, and I've only got these. So I've definitely got a lot of killing ahead of me, that's for sure. I think I need to start making some gunpowder. I mean, we've got some, but we're gonna need more. We got a new chainsaw too. It's basically gonna craft a ton of shotgun bullets, since those are a pretty solid way of dealing damage to the Wyverns. I can just fly around on my Desmo. It would also be cool to set up a turret box. Oh, we have a ton of charcoal here. Yeah, if we can set up a turret box and like lead a bunch of Wyverns to it, that would be pretty sick. Oh, I think I demolished all the heavy turrets I had though. I had a single auto turret left, so I grabbed that as well as a generator, and I first went out to put the Mastercraft chainsaw I got not too long ago to use. Oh yeah, this is efficient. With a ton of wood burning in my indie forge, I also farmed up some more spark powder with Hank and started crafting more bullets. Yo, why do things keep getting in my base? Let's make some metal structures for the generator box. Start making some advanced rifle bullets for the turret too. These things are really expensive on gunpowder. Dude, I almost want to try doing the Alpha Rhino boss fight again to try and get some more heavies, just so I can mow down Wyverns. Because the auto turret's good, but it's not that good, and I don't feel like crafting heavies. Even though I probably have the resources for it, I don't feel like doing that. Let's take my pyromanes, take my thyla as well. Yeah, let's go do this. I made it out into the Wyvern Trench on day 84, and I packed up a Poison Wyvern for its talent, so I just need to get 3 fire ones for the Rhino boss. Finally. Oh, it's a 190. It's max level. Whoa, where did you come from? I mean, it's a welcome surprise, but... Alright, 1 more fire Wyvern talent, then we can do the boss again. I think that's a fire. That's a fire. Alright, we can do the progenitor boss again. On that note, I flew through the scary Rhino cave, taking out a few of its inhabitants so I could deploy my army of pyromanes in peace. Alright, let's do this again. I'm really not worried about it since we mopped it last time. What are those orbs it has above it? Alright, come down and fight my army, man. There we go. That's what I want. Get the bleed, the fire damage, all the bites. Yeah, you're toast, bud. Dead. Oh, did you get the loot? Oh, he did. Everyone chill out. We just got another auto turret, but... like 2 indie forges. Guess I'll just take the auto turret, and I guess we can just demolish these indie forges and put the resources towards actually making heavy turrets. I don't really need any of this other stuff, to be honest. Well, that's a bummer we didn't get any heavy turrets. Whatever, though. I made my way back home on day 85, and I demolished the 2 indie forges for a ton of resources before unlocking the heavy turret and queuing up a bunch of electronics. Ooh, I might need more pearls. I also like to crack open these treasure maps. First, we gotta go get pearls. For that, I just made my way over to the red obelisk, and I grabbed all the pearls I could find both around the terminal and in the water. Alright, while these electronics are crafting, let's go get these, treasure chests. Well, that's awful. Anyways, when I returned, I paused the electronic production to craft the 2 heavy turrets for my turret box, and I queued up a bunch of ammo for them as well. Oh yeah, this is a lot of bullets. A lot of bullets. These are gonna take a minute to craft. Alright, that's a pretty solid amount of bullets. 2 heavy turrets. Surely we're good. So I still need 2 other artifacts, but I need to start or get a head start on killing Wyverns because I need 20 of each talon for the boss. That's a lot. So we're just gonna go out on the Desmo. We're gonna set up a turret box either in or right outside the Wyvern Trench. And then yeah, I'll also make sure to fly into the caves in the Wyvern Trench, or the Poison Wyvern Cave as well as the Lightning Wyvern Cave. Those should have a bunch for me. You know, I might bring a few extra generators because I think the generators might take damage. but I've done a little bit of research. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a fire wyvern cave, which is kind of annoying. And those are the ones I've been struggling to find, so yeah. A little too close to my base there, buddy boy. There, beautiful. Ooh, a 190 fire. You are going to be the first of many, many wyverns that I kill. Set up right here. All right, let's set up this little turret box. So now we just got to start shooting things. Then we just draw them over and let the turrets do the work. Oh, it's an alpha. How much did that drain my turrets? More than I would have liked. Well, this is gonna take many, many days, but it's gonna work. Let's get to it. I did do some manual killing with my bat and the shotgun since there weren't that many wyverns in the trench at the moment. And on day 88, I flew into the poison wyvern cave to take out some of those guys as well. After exiting that cave, I killed a few more outside and then flew over to the lightning wyvern cave as well. This is massive, but why are there no wyverns? No, 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 no. Oh, boy, can I access it by its tail? There's another Desmodus. I haven't seen one of those since this is the one I've tamed. Oh, there's another one too. And another. Spawns must have been messed up when I first started playing. The hunt for wyvern talons throughout the trench and the wyvern caves continued on day 90 and 91. However, I decided to go back to base and restock on grapples, as I often found myself harvesting the wyvern's corpses by accident and having trouble actually accessing the item cache that they dropped. Alright, I need to go make more grapples. I just keep harvesting them in the air on accident, and then I just can't get the talon. I made it back out to the trench on day 92, and this time I brought a fabricated sniper rifle with me as well, just to see if it could be more viable than the shotgun. However though, for some reason I couldn't pull it out on the back of the Desmo, even though I could use the shotgun. What? I can't bring out my sniper on the back of my bat? Anyways, I utilized my turret box a little bit more and dropped another alpha lightning wyvern. And that also reminded me that they drop gauntlet skins. Oh, I got the wyvern love cosmetic. These are pretty sick skins. After a lot more killing on day 93 and into day 94, I finally got all the talents for the poison and lightning wyverns out of the way. And I only needed 3 more fire ones to be done with this endless killing spree. I'm gonna continue to kill like this lightning one, for example, to hopefully get a fire one to spawn. Finally, dude, all the talents. That took forever. Let's get the turret box and go home, man. I still gotta get 2 artifacts as well, man. Alright, put all these talons away. Yeah, we just need 2 more artifacts, being the artifact of the crag, and honestly, I can't remember the other one. But I know where it is. That's what matters. Okay, and I think I'm actually gonna go set these turret boxes back up at the, one of the obelisks where I'm gonna fight the boss at. I just kinda want them to protect the area, especially when I'm gonna be throwing out my army. I don't want any wild dinos getting in the way. So let's go set these up, and then we'll go look for the artifacts. I flew out to the red obelisk, which was the closest one, and the one I plan on starting the boss fight at. So I quickly assembled my 1x1 turret box again. Well, I wasn't planning on protecting myself from coelacanths, but wow. But maybe that capro, you want to shoot that? Yeah, that's what I wanted to protect myself from. Anywho, I set up a separate box as well for the other heavy turret, and I flew back home to prepare to go out on the last couple of cave expeditions. Alright, got that set up. Let's go get these artifacts. Should be pretty simple with the pyromane. Just 1 out in the mountains and then 1 in the church cave over there. We'll start with the church cave. Is this Diplo still unconscious? Anyways, I made it out to the first cave and deployed my pyromane inside. And with that, I could just run through the whole thing, ignoring all the ops and parkouring my way to the back room where the artifact of the destroyer was waiting for me. Artifact of the destroyer, that's the one I was forgetting. Okay, well, I mean, that's pretty easy. This cave's really easy because there is a little bit of parkour in here, but you can just flame leap over it with a pyromane. So yeah, not bad at all. I think I'm gonna need 1 more artifact pedestal. Wait a minute. What am I? Oh, I'm an idiot. I don't need that artifact I just got. I need the artifact of the Inquisitive. I just had a complete brain fart and thought I needed the artifact of the Destroyer because I thought this was the normal Scorched Earth map for a second. And that's what you need to summon in the Manticore. Yeah, let me just double check here that I need the artifact of the Inquisitive. That name kind of scares me. I wonder if it's going to be some sort of puzzle cave. Yep, artifact of the Inquisitive. Oh, dude. I only need 10 poison talents to start the boss too. I'm an idiot. Oh, I forgot the tributes were different. I didn't have to spend all that time farming Wyvern talents. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Okay. Well, I need more Megalania Toxin, Titana Boa Venom, as well as the Artifact of the Inquisitive. Well, let's look up where the Artifact of the Inquisitive is. This is like a rare occurrence where having so many hours on Ark actually hurt me. Okay, just did a little bit of research on the Artifact of the Inquisitive, and the only YouTube video about it has 300 views, and the game's not in English, so this is gonna be rough. All right, let's head out to the location. All right, I think it's around here somewhere. Oh, I think that's it right there. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Okay, so this is definitely a new custom cave. What the heck? What is this? It kind of looks like a teleporter type thing. As I entered the next room, my biggest fear turned out to be the truth, and that this cave was in fact a puzzle cave. Oh no. Okay, so it is a puzzle cave, I'm right. So the Swallowed City, so I'm assuming what it's talking about is the Swallowed City in the lore of Ark Scorched Earth, and that's the city of Nosti. Okay, oh, the one who waits. All right, well, let's take care of this one. Yeah, so the one who waits is Helena, because that's like who you see in the intro when you first spawn into the island, I think. I don't know, I could be wrong. It's definitely not Prometheus or Raya. The destroyer of civilizations. It's gotta be the Death Worms, because the Death Worms just obliterate anything out in the dunes. This time the hallway led me to a teleporter pad, which took me right back to the beginning of the cave, meaning I probably got the answer wrong. Okay, let's try this again. So the Swallowed City, it's definitely Nosti. It has to be. Well, it's nice it like doesn't kill you if you get something wrong. It just teleports you back to the front. The one who waits, it's definitely Helena. Okay, I'm assuming this third one is the one we messed up. The Destroyer of Civilizations. Alright, hold on. It's definitely not the Hatzikopteryx. That's not in the game. Let's try the Mantis. Okay, no teleporter. Okay, yeah, that had to be right. The Scorched Warlord. What? So these are like questions from the lore, and then yeah, they seem to just be questions from the lore, I think. Actually need this Titana Boa Venom. Scorched Warlord. I think it's Nerva. Oh, I'm wrong. I gotta go back. Okay, so you can just check. Gerald or... I don't know. Gerald doesn't seem right. Let's try Timir. For this one, I really had no clue, so I guess it's up to just a random guess. Let's just guess sulfur fields. See if I'm right, see if there's a teleporter or not. Oh, okay, this has to be right. Whoa, dude. Oh, is that the artifact? It's like got an Overseer shrine too. Yes, Artifact of the Inquisitive. Awesome. Okay, got all the artifacts I need. This one's the Overseer. The Overseer shows... Wow. The Overseer shows interest in your knowledge. Huh. Anywho, behind the ominous Overseer statue was a teleporter that took me right back to the entrance. I mean, that wasn't that bad. That was a cool cave. I like that cave. So I just needed to get more Titana Boa Venom and Megalania Toxin to actually start the Alpha Manticore boss fight. So I flew back home to put the artifact up for display, and I also needed to prepare my armor, so I had to farm up a little bit of hide outside the base. I spent day 97 farming up a bunch of shotgun shells with Hank since I was starting to run out and it would always come in handy as backup. On day 98, I hopped on Sandy and flew back out to the Wyvern Trench to start taking out all the Megalanias and Titana Boas for the last few tributes that I needed. With those all collected, I flew back home to grab the rest of my tributes, being the 3 artifacts, so I could head out to the Red Obelisk and get ready for the final fight against the Manticore. Alright, we're coming up on day 99 now, so I'm gonna bring my army, we're gonna head out to the obelisk. I've got my armor fully repaired, I've got food, I've got some med brews. My character shouldn't have to do anything, it's really just gonna be all the acros, and then I, of course, will be riding on the Yudi, which is right here. Yeah, man, we're ready. And as I'm going out here to set up my army, and I'm ready to take down the final Alpha Manticore boss, I just want to go over a little bit of a review of this mod map. Honestly, I really like it. I really like what they've done to Scorched Earth. It's super sick. It's definitely made the map a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable. There's been a ton of newly added content that just makes it way better. And also, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it, but there is the Broodmother and Megapithecus, but they're simply placeholder bosses until new custom ones can be added, as well as there is going to be a tech cave added in the later update. I wish that stuff was done now, but honestly, I was just too eager to play. I forgot I had turrets. I was too eager to play this map, but I've had a lot of fun. It's been a super sick experience. So yeah, if you guys are looking to play the new revamped Scorched, I highly recommend it. All right, let's get this army set up so we can defeat the Manticore and dance on it on day 100. Oh, I think did I forget an artifact? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot a bunch of the artifacts. I flew back to base real quick to grab those, only to completely forget the last one yet again. What other one am I missing? The fact that the Inquisitive, the one I just spent so much time getting. On day 100, I finally had all the artifacts and tributes at the actual terminal, ready to start the fight and end this once and for all. Alright, it is day 100. Let's fight the Manticore and complete Scorched Earth Reborn. Yeah, we should be good. I mean, usually this is an easy boss fight. I don't know if they changed it at all, but I've got a pretty strong army. I'm feeling pretty solid. Perfect. We spawned at the back of the arena. Oh, there he is. Oh, I kind of forgot that he does crazy knockback or torpor damage. Maybe stimulants would have been a good idea. Sick him. It's got to land. All right, man. Yeah, okay, wow, this is actually doing a lot of torpor. He's landed. Oh, don't go for me. Yo, get him. There we go. The Acro's AIs weren't the brightest since as soon as the Manticore took off, they kind of just stayed put in the exact same spot where they last were, not moving an inch. Usually it summons rock golems and death worms. Oh, here we go. Never mind. Oh, why does it always land on top of me? Get him. Get him. Oh, now we got death worms coming in. Yeah, they're not going to stand much of a chance. Sick them. Oh yeah, we're doing good damage now. Yeah, it's really doing no damage to my Acros. These Acros are so strong. Oh yeah, we're doing good damage. Oh, dude, my torpor is going up big time. Wow, its bite does a lot of torpor. The Acros were pretty much unharmed still, so this whole fight was just waiting for the Manticore to land so I could get away from it and let them swarm it. It's really not summoning much in. I thought it would have spawned more death worms and rock golems in by now. There we go. Speaking of them, it's a little too late though, buddy. All right, my Acros do like no damage to the golems. Never mind, they're kind of dogging on them. Oh, it's right here. Come on, get it. Man, it lands for half a second. Come on, get it. It's right here, guys. Oh, there we go. Surely we get it. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Let me go get the loot real quick. Holy, that's actually a lot of element. A lot of element for an easy boss. Now I have to do what I said I was going to do. That's what I'm talking about. Scorched Earth Reborn, nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, yeah. Well, that was my 100 days on the Scorched Earth Reborn map. I hope you guys did all enjoy this video. Let me know down in the comments what 100 days you want to see from me next, and make sure to check out my second channel where I've been posting more Ark content. It's super cool. We're doing a lot of fun stuff over there. Unfortunately, I did not have a Kipper on my shoulder for this playthrough. However, if he was here with me, he would probably say something along the lines of liking and subscribing. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and sorry there's no Kipper in this video. I'll definitely have to tame one in the next one. I'll see you guys there.